Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stock Sniper Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining Stock Sniper Trading, everyone. My name is Ron, my partner is Dave. Welcome to the live stream. And today we're going to kind of do exactly what we did yesterday. We'll do some top-down analysis on three top securities that most of us are all trading. We'll get it started with gold because I know some of you guys love to trade gold. So we'll do some XAU USD. We'll start off with the daily, move down to the hourly, and then we'll bring it down to the 5 minutes. Right now on the 5 minutes, it's still bullish. It's making these higher highs, higher lows. It was consolidating and we might be pushing a little higher up here. Remember, it's a new hour. It's 11 a.m. Eastern, so we have new hourly momentum entering in the market. We will also do NASDAQ, so NQ for you guys trading futures, NAS100 for you guys trading Forex, and QQQ for you guys that are in the stock market. And we will also take a look at Miss Jones, Dow Jones. Okay, guys, so there will be a little bit for everybody. We just got to be patient. If you really want me to do Dow Jones, we'll get there. It just takes time because we got to go through the news and then we'll go through each individual chart. Okay. With that being said, we had consumer confidence report this morning, and did any of you guys see the numbers, the data that was released? It's over here. If you take a look at Forex Factory, you had your European news. We've already bypassed all that. If you were trading London, you had some news, and then it came into North America over here. Normally we've got some red folders around 8:30 a.m. Eastern, but we don't have any this morning. It was this 10 a.m. red folder right here in the US. So you guys are all aware, Wall Street opens up at 9:30. 30 minutes later, we get some news. And it's our consumer confidence report. So remember, this is from the previous month. So how are the US consumers? What is their confidence with how the economy is moving? So this was from January, right after Christmas, and leading into new administration in the US. So you can see here previous, so this was the previous month. So this was December. They were pretty confident, 109.5. Their forecast for January was 105.7. So it was approximately 4 points below the previous confidence report. So what it's saying is, the analysts are saying, they're forecasting that consumers are not as confident as they were with the entire economy, the way how everything is going, with the administration and all of that, as opposed to the previous month. So it went down. And then the actual number came out this morning, and it's red. It's 104.1, so it's actually below the forecast, which is not really good, showing confidence in the US with the consumers, and it's also well below the previous. So we're about 5.4 points below the previous, and we're about 1.6 points below the forecast. So just in general, if you don't understand the numbers, if I was to ask you, if you see this, what does that mean if the consumers are not as confident with how the economy is going? So then what we ask ourselves is, why are they not confident? So what it might have to do is there jobs out there in the market? Maybe they're not confident with, maybe there's going to be layoffs. Maybe there's inflation pressures. Absolutely. Maybe they're concerned about inflation. Like, inflation is not going down. The prices at the grocery store are still very expensive. The cost that putting fuel in your car is still very expensive per gallon. Just overall, how do they feel about the overall economy? And this has, someone said to me, well, Ron, the stock market is trading at all-time highs. Why are they not confident? This has nothing to do with the stock market. Okay, the stock market is a completely different economy compared to your everyday economy. When you get up every morning and you go outside and you go to the grocery store and you go to the gas station and you're going to work, that's the real economy. The stock market is a different economy. That's more where billionaires and trillionaires and institutions and hedge funds and banks, they're not really worried about the everyday. If you ask the bankers their confidence report, they're not worried. They're making millions and billions of dollars. You can see their earnings reports. They're turning over crazy amount of revenue. They're not really affected by the price of bananas. They're not really affected by the price of when they're filling up their high-end cars. Okay, so they're not affected. The everyday economy here, the consumer confidence report is you and I. So the consumers in US feel that they're getting pinched a little bit and they're kind of concerned. The housing, like mortgage interest rates are still high. When are they going to get a little bit of a relief? So that's what maybe caused the US dollar to move a certain way this morning at 10 a.m. Okay, so we'll see. We'll follow this again next month. We'll get again. So next month we'll see the previous. This will be this one, 104.1. We'll see what they forecast, and then we'll see what the actual number is. So now we got one full month of Trump's administration. We'll get a full month of whatever they're doing, and then we'll see, are consumers feeling better, or are they still concerned about how the economy is going. Okay, so that was a big report this morning. And then later, we don't have too much this afternoon. And then later in the evening, we do have some Australian news coming out. So if you are trading down under, a little bit further than us, you got your Australian reports right here. You'll have your CPI quarter over quarter, your year over year CPI, and you're trimmed. And if you're doing anything with the Chinese stock market, they're closed today. Big news coming out of China yesterday. If you if you didn't hear anything, I'm sure you heard it all day. DeepSeek AI took the market, U.S. markets, for a little ride yesterday. They released their AI, and the S&P, NASDAQ, and the entire stock markets took a little bit of a trim haircut yesterday. Especially NASDAQ Tech took a $1.2 trillion hit yesterday. Hopefully it recovers a little bit and we continue marching forward. But DeepSeek, it's in the news, guys. You guys can look into it yourself. It's open source AI. They put it out there that they did everything with a limited amount of time compared to the other ones, and very cheap. They did it for less than $6 million, where other AI sources cost $60 billion. So, but it was all allegedly what they were claiming. There's no facts, no truth that came out so far. So maybe the market just, it was a shock, but might recover. Again, if you're interested in that, study it, look at DeepSeek, see what's going on, and you'll learn a little bit about it. Okay, so that's our news for today. Make sure you guys are aware, tomorrow we will be here trading with you guys around 12:45 p.m. Eastern. We'll get started and we'll go till 3 p.m. We'll cover this entire red folders, our FOMC tomorrow. Okay, so this will be a big volatility right over here. Okay, earnings, guys. We did have some earnings this morning. Boeing over here. Boeing came out. They're not good numbers, but the stock price is up right now. So maybe there was something that was said in the conference call or forward guidance. I'm not sure. I didn't listen to it. But Boeing was a disappointing earnings per share, disappointing revenue, not good in growth, surprise, not looking good. So numbers were negative, but if we look at the share price of Boeing, it's up right now. So maybe something was said regarding these numbers, and forward guidance was looking positive, and shareholders and investors are liking that. We had General Motors come out today, so they had positive earnings. They beat earnings per share. Great revenue over here. Good earnings. Royal Caribbean Cruise. If you guys are going on vacation, you can trade these companies over here. Lockheed Martin. These are our military defense securities. You can see you can invest in these companies as well and trade them, okay? And after hours, we have Starbucks. So if you guys remember, just a few months back, Starbucks, they got rid of their former CEO and they brought in the CEO of Chipotle. He did really well with Chipotle, and now he's looking to turn around this company right here, Starbucks. So we will see if you guys are an investor in Starbucks, if you guys are looking to trade the company, or if you're just looking to listen in the conference call, you can go in there, you can listen to the conference call. I'm sure all shareholders are anticipating what he's going to say. He's a brand new CEO. Has anyone ever got a shareholder agreement? Like, if you are a shareholder, I'm a shareholder of Apple, I'm a shareholder of Tesla, I'm a shareholder of MicroStrategy. Have you guys ever got in the mail your booklet and you read it over, and then you got here's one I'm showing you guys right now. This is my MicroStrategy one I just got in the mail. Can you guys see on the TV's the YouTube screen? This is MicroStrategies right here. So that's a shareholder booklet I have. It's a look how much pages this is. This will take me like a month to read. But what it is there was a shareholder vote for MicroStrategy just recently. If you guys are unaware, they're having another ticker. So the main ticker is MSTR. That's where you can trade the actual equity of MicroStrategy. But they're coming out with a new ticker name. It's a Strike, STRK. And what it is it's really, it's the first time I've ever kind of seen Michael Saylor like kind of invent something like this. What it is it's more for like conservative traders, more for traders that are looking for a nice, steady, passive income return. So it's to compete in the bond market. Traditional bonds yield maybe 4 or 5%. And what he's created is it's a preferred. You have preferred and you have common shares. So he's doing it with preferred shares. They don't have voting rights like I do. I have voting rights because I own actual equity of the company, but it's on the side. So it's preferred shares without voting rights, but you can get it and you can trade it, you can invest in it, and it will yield an 8% dividend. 8% dividend you will yield every single quarter. You will be paid out, and it's also got a perpetual covered call option, which is like the first of its kind. And what that is a perpetual call option is it gives you the upside advantage. So if MicroStrategy right now it's trading at $336, but if it goes up to 400, 500, its all-time high was about 550, but if it continues in the next few years, continuing to break out 600, 700, 800, 900, and 1,000, you have the option to have a covered call at $1,000. So you get that perpetual upside on the covered call, and you're earning an 8% dividend on the security. So if it does slip or dip, you're getting that 8% dividend to kind of make up for some losses. It's new, it's in there. The shareholders voted for it, and this is the booklet I have right here. So that's what you can get in the stock market. When you are a shareholder of a company, you will actually get in your mail an actual booklet. You read it over. It might show what the company is doing. I have the entire balance sheet here. I can look over its revenues. I can look at everything. Everything is in detail here. It's a large booklet. That's going to be out there. So you're going to see a new ticker alongside MSTR is going to be one called Strike. STRK is the ticker. Okay. And sorry, I don't know why I mentioned that, but I had the booklet right here. I was reading it just before we started the call. Okay, so we got Starbucks after hours, and then tomorrow's the big day. So remember, tomorrow we got FOMC, and then post FOMC, do not forget, guys, you have Tesla, you have Meta, you have Microsoft. Okay. Big earnings, and these companies were hit by that DeepSeek. So I'm sure that the CEOs will be addressing something. There will be questions about DeepSeek and how they're gonna navigate around that and things like that. So these will be very interesting earnings, whether you are invested or trading. Maybe just listen, even if you're on the sidelines. Tesla, Meta, Microsoft, IBM tomorrow afternoon post FOMC. Okay, so it's going to be very very volatile day tomorrow in the markets. Over here, here's your Yahoo News. Everything you want to read about is here. So what a sixth Bank of Canada interest rate could mean for mortgages as tariffs loom. Retail investors bought record amount of NVIDIA stock en route. So when there's fear in the markets, yesterday there was a lot of fear in the markets, but I saw it as a buying opportunity. I was licking my chops all day. I was looking at these securities that were trading. NVIDIA was trading at $145, $150, and it came down yesterday to 117. I don't think NVIDIA is going to go bankrupt anytime soon, but it looked like it was a perfect opportunity to maybe start a small position and get in on a discount. Okay, so I tell you guys, when we're going shopping at the mall and we see clothing that we like and it's on sale for 50% or 30% off, we run to buy it. Why are we not doing the same type of mentality when it comes to the biggest corporations in the world? DeepSeek uses NVIDIA chips. So, they have to buy chips from NVIDIA. So maybe NVIDIA took a little bit of a haircut on the news, but after all the dust settles, I'm sure that NVIDIA will bounce back and recover. So that was just NVIDIA. There was AMD, if you want semiconductors. AMD dropped to, well, I thought 120 was a good opportunity to buy, because at 120, it was already 25-30% off the highs. I was talking about that for the past weeks. And then it even dropped even further yesterday. I think it bottomed out around 114, 115. That was a great opportunity to start a position. But there was all positions. Like, you could go in your watch list and see there was some double-digit securities that dropped, and they've recovered a little bit today. That could have been a little bounce recovery, and you're in the money and you're doing good. So it doesn't have to be buying straight shares of the company. You can look at the option chain. You can look at the options. You could have bought, if you bought AMD at 115, you could have looked at 120 call option and flipped it. NVIDIA, what did they drop down to? 117. You could have looked at the 120, 125 call option, and just look for upside move. We do got some news over here with Trump. Obviously, every single day there's news with Trump over here. Trump renews universal tariff threat to protect our country, U.S. I'm not a big fan of tariffs. It's been tried and tested in the past. It didn't really work, but you're just going to start a tariff war with other countries. It's not good for anybody. It's not good for the country that's putting the tariffs. It's not good for the country receiving the tariffs. It's not a good strategy. I don't know. Trump is just going to try and bully his way by doing this, but it's to me, in my opinion, I'm a nobody, but I don't think it's a great strategy. You would want to utilize trade with your allies, not make them enemies. So Trump is always in the news every single day. Who knows what he's talking about? Tesla tomorrow earnings. We got NVIDIA and tech in the news. Everything is here, guys. Here's our securities moving right now. So that was Boeing. I told you, Boeing had a very disappointing earnings, but look, they're up $7.60 per share, up 4.5%. Maybe something was said during the earnings call that looked like some positive for the future, and that's why they're up. AMD right now, it's even another 1% down. It's down to just broke 114, 113.79. So that's why I always said, guys, don't always just go all in when something it looks like it's cheap, because it could bleed further. So you want to scale in slowly with positions. If I was looking to buy 100 shares of AMD, maybe I don't want to put in my entire 100 position yesterday. Maybe I 25 shares, and then if it keeps dropping, I add another 25. So I'm dollar cost averaging in until it finds the absolute bottom and starts reversing. Because if you go all in right now, then if it keeps dropping, then you're in further drawdown, and you have no way of escaping, because you have no other dry powder, you have no other money to cost average in. So then you're either left holding the bag for a while, or you're going to close at a loss because you're going to panic. So even MicroStrategy is down right now. Netflix is down. Apple, Very, very positive. Apple was not affected by yesterday's news. It was the only green security on my watch list, and it's been consolidating for months. And now it's starting to break out leading into earnings. Apple has earnings Thursday afternoon, and Amazon is doing really well as well. Okay, so those are just news around the markets. Our Discord guys. Yeah, I'm doing really well over here with our trade ideas and signals. This was one long gold at 27.35, and you can see we have the chart for you guys. Here's 27.35. There was the liquidity grab below. Volume came back up, closed above, retested it. Could have entered anywhere here. Placed your stop loss below where we suggest. It moved up to 27.45, and markets do retrace. They do retrace. It came all the way right back down to where we could have entered, either at a break even, or it allows you to maybe add another position. And now you got one bottom, there's your second bottom, and then it continues to go with added volume, more momentum. Then it breaks the resistance right here at 27.45, and it continues to drive all the way to 27.56. So that's a 200 plus pip move if you let it materialize. That's with a half lot yielding over $1,000 in return. So gold, we do FX pairs over here. We do indices, NASDAQ US30 over here. And here's a good chart of NASDAQ running over 150 pips. So we found one bottom right here. Liquidity grab came up. There's the double bottom with the higher low. Volume closing above. You patiently wait. There's two retests of those wicks bouncing off, going up to resistance, pull back, continuing to hold. Now you've got your North American session right over here, and then we get that volume. So this was kind of the recovery from yesterday, and then pulled back into previous resistance right here with volume above. We turn a static resistance into static support. Take the liquidity below. Again, same situation. Volume closes above, retest, and we have another buy opportunity here. So there's a lot we do here with our trade ideas and signals. And everybody, just before we get into the charts, I just want to thank everyone for joining. Welcome, guys. I don't want to be rude, but I want to say hello to everybody. Forex Borex, thank you for joining. I appreciate you, as does the entire SST team. Welcome. Thank you. Trevor, welcome. Good morning. Mark, good morning. Thank you, guys. Monk, good morning. Welcome, guys. Lisa, good morning. Craig, welcome. Letitia, thank you for joining. Patrick, welcome. Emmanuel, welcome. Thank you, guys. Annabelle, welcome. Bhavna, welcome. Thank you for joining. Chris, welcome. And everyone on YouTube, thank you guys as well for joining. Tony, welcome. Thank you for joining. Meldon, congratulations yesterday on your trades. Welcome. Zebedee, welcome. MBD Crypto, welcome. Thank you for joining. Hussein, thank you for joining. And Jager Time, welcome. Thank you, guys. And if you want to join us at Stock Sniper Trading, we would love to have you here. So I just want to show you what there is available to you guys. There is a lot of free stuff currently. Over here, if you come to our website, stocksnipertrading.com real quick, and you go to more, there's a blog. There's a free educational blog that covers price action, technicals, fundamentals, any news that's going around in the markets, trade setups that we take, recaps before and after. Here was one I talked about last week, common mistakes we make as traders. Hopefully you guys went over this and are getting better at that. This was becoming profitable in trading. We went over that as well. Hopefully you guys are working on that. And then here's a is it smart to trade the New York Stock Exchange Open if you are a Forex trader? So this is kind of our before and our after. So if you're trading the New York Stock Exchange, you got to understand that there's high volatility, the volume increases, there's a market reaction to the news, like today at 10 a.m. there's the consumer confidence report. It kind of sets the tone for the day trading. So is it going to be maybe a bearish day? Is it going to be a bullish day? Will it be trending? Will it be a sideways choppy day? So all of these things affect the New York Stock Exchange, the Wall Street Market Open. And this is our live Zoom sessions in New York with Dave, and Sniper's doing a fantastic job. So I'm just utilizing, showcasing what we do here. Also our Scalper Pro Trade Ideas. This is our journal. So we have our journal here that showcases the before and after of the trades and a little bit of a breakdown, like a trade management, explaining what we were looking at here and why we took the trades. So this was a power hour trade idea. Price was making a higher high and a higher low with a lot of bullish momentum. We looked at 42,250 for a breakout trade. Once price made a pullback into the liquid zone, price erupted at 350 and pushed to make the new higher high. Okay, so we kind of give you an analysis, a brief breakdown of what to expect if you do follow the trade ideas and setups over here. Okay, and there's a lot of them. Okay, and also there is, if you're looking for live sessions, we do cover quite a bit of live sessions. We have the SST trade ideas, the Scalper Pro ideas all day. We run them. We have live New York sessions with Dave. We have post New York sessions with myself, and then we also have Scalper Pro sessions throughout the week over here. And you can see which sessions are for members on Zoom, which sessions are for members and YouTube. Okay, and for tomorrow, just disregard this session right here, 11. This one is we'll be doing this one instead. This one will be starting around 12:45, 1 p.m. Eastern, and we'll do the full coverage of FOMC tomorrow. Okay, so just expect us 12:30, 12:45 instead of this 11 a.m. Okay, so we got a lot of live sessions where you can learn everything we do in a live environment, ask questions, and if you're seeking education, we have a lot of education here. You've got courses, it runs into our live sessions, then we've got all of our webinars. If you're a beginner, there's a good 10 webinars to get started here. They are approximately 2 hours or longer each webinar, so they're not short webinars. As you gradually move from a beginner, you should now watch part 2, get familiar with 11 to 30 webinars, and then once you get familiar there, then you graduate over here, and here there's over 100 plus webinars, more of advanced webinars, breaking things down, more, not your basic concepts. And then we have our super system series of trading over here. I will be adding more and more in this. We have our Sunday morning lifetime coaching mentoring sessions that we do, and I'm having a lot of fun in that group as well, getting to know everybody, and each day someone has their own questions, and we go from there. So we give attention to each one of our members in here, and we continue to grow with them. We are also now slowly doing our stock option program. I might be doing this more with just the snipers in the group. We did it last week on YouTube. There wasn't much excitement for it. There wasn't, so we'll stick with forex and futures with everybody, and then this will be more private. We'll do stock and options because it's a lot to do, a lot to learn, and everyone just wants to trade live. So this is more, you gotta kind of talk about the markets. Okay, so that's for everybody. If you're looking to sign up, we would love to have you guys on the team. There's plans available for everybody. If you just want the trade ideas and signals, there's that plan as well. If you want to upgrade, which I believe you should, because not only do you get the trade ideas, but you get all of the education, you get all of the live trading sessions, you get to be part of the private Discord community and share your charts and discuss with all of our team, and that's what I believe you should be doing. But if you just want the signals, it is there for you as well. I've pinned at the top of YouTube for all of you guys. There is a free Telegram channel, and it's this right here. It's pinned at the top of the YouTube. If you guys can please subscribe to this. This is where we post everything that we do at SST, our trade ideas. We do take our trade ideas. Anything we're doing at Stock Sniper Trading here, promos, giveaways, education, everything, our schedules, and pretty much everything we do here at Stock Sniper Trading. This was the trades I was taking last week with MicroStrategy. I'm kind of waiting for MicroStrategy to kind of bottom out before I start another position. I'm kind of waiting for the entire markets to just settle down after FOMC before I start going in again. So with that being said, guys, let's all just grab a drink right here, and we're going to get started with gold, and we're going to move our way into NASDAQ and US30. So if you're good to go, please hit the like button on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications. If you guys are good to go in Zoom, I'm ready. Let me just grab a little sip here of some water here. Yeah, Trevor, good question. How can you trade the earnings when they say it's good numbers and it falls, or they say it's bad numbers and it goes hard? Yeah, that's the gamble, Trevor, with going into earnings. Like you see how Boeing had terrible numbers and then it's up 5% today. That's something that, it's just part of the game. So you have to really understand if you're going to be trading into earnings. That's why sometimes I always stay on the sidelines for simple facts like that. Sometimes you think the earnings are they come out really good, and then all of a sudden it sells off. Buy the rumor, sell the news. For example, Tesla might have amazing leading into the earnings. As soon as it's released, then it just dumps. That could be profit taking and things like that, or opposite side today, where Boeing had horrible results and it's positive green. Like it would have been a perfect opportunity to short the company on horrible earnings, and then it's all of a sudden it's green. So you just got to know how much you're risking if you're going to do that. You got to know that's how securities trade in earnings. Sometimes it's that guidance, it's that forward guidance that everyone's listening to. So sometimes you're already in a position before they release that, and it's just, I don't like trading earnings unless I'm 110% confident that I'm sure of what it is. But even when I'm 110% confident, I still use proper risk just in case. But I like to trade after earnings are released. Once it's all said and done, let the dust settle, then start trading. That's just my philosophy. That's my opinion, because I've been burned so many times trading in earnings, thinking it's going to be really positive, and the numbers are green and positive. Earnings per share were a beat, revenue was a beat, and all of a sudden the share price tanks. So I've been part of that. I understand where you're coming from, and it's a great question. So what I've learned over the years is I kind of stay on the sidelines. I watch, I listen. I'm a spectator on the sidelines, listening to everything, and then I trade it the following day. I trade it the following week. So that's just my opinion, and that's just what I do. There's other traders that trade right into earnings and they do really well, but on a day like today, it's kind of, with Boeing, it's kind of difficult. Okay, guys, so let's get started. We're going to get started with a top down on gold. So if you can come with me, we're on XAU USD. Right now I'm on the 5 minutes, so the candles are moving, but we will be moving to the daily right now. Okay, so let's just do an overall scan of how gold is moving on the higher time frame. We identified where the supply zone was yesterday, and it's the same exact supply zone, so I'm not changing anything right there. That was the all-time high, 2790. Futures broke 2800. So if you see and say, well, Ron, gold actually broke 2800. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. The futures contracts broke 2800. But when we're looking over here on this Oanda chart, 2790 was the all-time high here. And then what I do is, once it's identified, I stretch it into the future. Okay, hopefully you guys are getting the hang of this, so I don't need to continue to waste so much time explaining this. If you join us on a daily basis, you're going to start to understand this, and then we can start going faster and faster and faster, and we can get more and more securities done, and then get right into the lower time frame trading. So you see how I stretched it into the future? I didn't know that it was going to come back. When I went first over here, October 30th, and then the new month, October 31st, and then November, I just identified it there. I had no idea that gold was going to come back here January 24 and revisit this area. But what I do to just stretch it into the future, and then if it comes in there, you are ready and you're prepared, and maybe you have an alert set in here. Okay, so it did come in there and it's been rejected so far. So as that's one top all-time high, that's the second attempt. So what happens if there's going to be a third attempt, a fourth attempt later in the future? Stretch this red box into the future. Then you are well prepared. If it ever comes back here next week, next month, next year, we are ready for it. It might be a triple top and then fall back down. Or if the volume comes back up here, it might actually physically break through here, create the new all-time high, and then it might come back down, and then this might be an area of support or demand, this zone, and then we get more buyers that want to buy the discount because gold has a new all-time high and maybe wants to continue to drive up to 2850, 2900, maybe 3000 an ounce up there. Very likely it could happen. If there's uncertainty around the world, if there's continuation with war and all kinds of things, gold is seen as a safe haven. It's a precious metal. It appreciates in value. So maybe we're going to see more and more accumulation of gold in the near future, depending on what's going on around the world. As we've seen right now, it's trading at the highs right now. Look at where it was relative just a couple years ago, like not to April of 2024, we were trading at 2,300. Down here, January of 2024, start of the year over here, it was trading at 2,000. You know, we were doing lives when it was down to 1,800. We were live trading right here at this triple bottom down here when it was 1,600. So you can see it's constantly making higher lows. So this is gold on the dips. There's a lot of institutions, a lot of retailers, a lot of anybody buying the dips. You know, so if it ever comes back down to an area of support, where is that support? I can see right here, like this zone right here, right there. So if it ever comes back down to this area, we're nowhere near this area, but if it ever does come back down, that might be a good opportunity to buy the pullback. So if it comes back down red, and gold sells off, and we come back down into 2,500 right here, 2,550, that might be an opportunity to buy back out of there. And the same opposite, if it closes below while it's coming down here, then maybe it broke through there. Maybe we do have a lot of selling pressure. Breaks, closes below, we flip that green box red, and then the new buyers that are coming in, buying that dip, they might get rejected at that supply block, and then gold continues to trickle down until it finds the next demand block. Okay, so those are two to get started. What I can do is I can see another one right here. When we were moving up right there, it pivoted. That's it. It stopped. There was no more momentum to the upside, and it started to go down right there. You can see those wicks are coming in and they're going down, coming in, going down. Stretch that little zone to the future. And then here we've got our first green body, October 17, that closed above. And what I do is, the only thing that's variable, the only thing that's changing is the volume. So when I see it close above, I change the color of the zone. Very easy, very simplistic. I continue with the zone across in the future, right there. Like when a red body closes below, I switch it, it came up, but then I see what also the context behind me as well. I don't just follow the zones, I follow context. So I see that that's 50% of that big red candle. It came up to around 50%, and then they brought it right back down. So with the red volume closing below, it in fact, what I do is just switch the color of the zone. I don't change the shape of it, the size of it, I just change the color. And then I continue moving it into the future. And now I see that the volume closed above, kind of retested it. So same fashion, make it green, stretch it across. And now I have a higher low zone, and this one is pending below. So if we start coming down, gold starts selling down, red, I anticipate this area to show some type of support before it gets down to this bigger block. Okay, and then I look in between the zones too for more information, for more structure. So I can see my red all-time high supply. I can see this pullback demand area, but then you can see right here, when it pierced through there, it got rejected back down. It pierced through here and got rejected right back down. So here's a point of interest that I like. I'm interested in this area, like right around here. And then I see there it was kind of support holding It turned to resistance right there. And again, in fact, it was resistance. There it was resistance. Now it can turn into support. I'm on the daily. So what I do is I color code my charts. I like to place yellow on the daily. And so what this is a daily point of interest. If the volume is above, it represents a support area. If the volume is below, it represents resistance. I had someone message me yesterday and said, Ron, that is confusing. Can you, on today's call, can you just explain that again? So pay attention. If you were on yesterday's call and you're the one that asked this question, here's your answer. So you see how the volume is above? If we do, in fact, come back down red, and we touch this line, it's supposed to act as support, and maybe we bounce back up, okay? So it's the volume above. If it comes down, it's support. However, if the volume is coming down and we break, therefore it's not support, it's violated. So then if we close below that yellow line, the line doesn't move, it's still a point of interest, but when we're coming back up, the line is now representing a seller. It's representing resistance. So we're looking to come back up to the point of interest and then get rejected and then move back down. Okay, so that's as simplistic as I can explain that. I don't think I can explain that any other way. Let's just start. The line is static. The line does not change. The only thing that is moving on my chart are the candlesticks. That's the only thing that's variable. That's volume. Volume is moving up, down, and sideways. So if the volume comes back down, initially we look for it to act as support. However, it might not, and then the same line might act as resistance. Okay? Does everyone understand that? Because that's typically how I chart and how I trade. If the volume is above, point of interest or demand, it's acting as support. If the volume is below, it's resistance. Okay, very simple. I hope everybody understands that. If you don't, we have tons of educational videos explaining that. Okay, now when I see it's trading kind of sideways, green, red, green, we've got consolidation right now. Gold is accumulating on the daily. These are daily candlesticks. So every day it's accumulating. We had buyers accumulate. They got shut down at the supply. Yesterday was a red day in the market. The sellers were in control. But then today, the buyers are bringing it right back up. So it's kind of just trading sideways. Eventually, when enough volume accumulates in this area, we're either going to have an option of breaking out to the new all-time high if enough buyers accumulate, or if sellers are accumulating and keep pushing it down, we might break this point of interest and come down to this supporting area. So make sense, guys? Yeah. For Borex, Apple's ripping to 239 now. I'm loving it. So you probably can't see how big the smile is on my face, but Borex, I've been with Apple since 2008 and adding forward stock splits. It's just, man, that is a game-changing security. I don't know what else to say about Apple. It's just, wow. If it's once in a lifetime, those opportunities to buy and hold. 30 years in Apple, Forex, you're more than me. Congrats, man. Holy shit. Yeah. Guys, we will have those opportunities. Like, if it's not Apple, it will be another one. Will it be NVIDIA? Will it be like AMD? Will it be MicroStrategy? Will it be Tesla? Like, which security will it be? We'll talk 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now and say, holy shit. Remember when I bought AMD at $114 and now it's trading at like 1,000 with forward stock splits and things like that. So, you know, it's just you gotta make your mind. You know, I made up my mind in 2008 when I started that position. I was already up, you know, like how I scalp the markets and normally I'm in and out. With Apple, I said to myself, I don't give a shit how high it goes, how low it goes. I will be holding this as if it's a pension, as if it's my retirement. I was young when I bought it at that time, and I still think I'm young. I'm 42. Sunday I'll be 43. Will be my birthday. I still think 43 is young. I don't think I'm that old, but I made up my mind. Everyone says, Ron, how do you make up your mind when you're trading? That was my plan with Apple, probably with Forex Borex as well. My plan was I'm buying that, I'm holding that for retirement, and also if I don't need it during my retirement, I can pass that security down to my children. They can have that. Who knows what Apple's going to be in 50, 60, 70, 80 years, 100 years from now, and my kids can benefit from that. So it's like a generational long investment. And I'm up. Normally you see me pip and dip. I'm not pipping and dipping out of my Apple position. I keep adding on pullbacks. I keep benefiting from forward stock splits, positive forward stock splits. And I have another strategy that I do with Apple. Borex, what I do is when it is selling off, I look to buy puts, short it. The money I make shorting it, I don't want to touch my long position. I don't want to jeopardize that. So I'm losing a little bit on my long position. The percentage is going down. But I'm gaining by shorting it through options, that type of strategy. And then the money I make shorting it, when Apple then comes down to another support level on discount, I take the money that I made shorting it and I buy more Apple shares and I keep accumulating. That's a strategy that I do with Apple, guys. And you can also learn that strategy as well. Okay. So I was trying to get into that in the stock and option program, but I see that you guys want to learn more about Forex. Okay. So we'll save that more for our snipers, for them to learn that type of stuff. Okay, so right now, do we have any other levels of significance in here? Yeah, we do. If we look over here, there was a head and shoulder pattern. There's my left shoulder. There's the head that touched the all-time high, right shoulder. So if I just draw a point of interest right around here, again, I'm looking at the body. Looking right here where it got rejected. So that's a point of interest. And now I can utilize this for today's trading. I can see the volume is above this yellow line. So if it comes back down red to this yellow line, maybe that's going to be where there's going to be some support today around 2,748, just below that 2750. So what I do is I mark it up, and this is a daily point of interest, the yellow line currently. So the volume is above, exactly what I just stated earlier. If it comes back down, it might hold as support. If we cannot hold this yellow line, then we're going to come back down and trade down to basically where we opened. Okay, so let's just follow yesterday and today's volume. So yesterday, Friday, we came into the all-time high supply. They pushed it down, they closed it. Over the weekend, Sunday, 6 p.m., when the markets opened, they gapped it down. Then it originally came back up bullish. It filled that void, filled that gap. Didn't trade into the all-time high supply, so we got a lower high yesterday. Then gold sold off yesterday. It was red, where it made a low of the day. That's also our weekly low, Monday, starting 27.30. We found some buyers coming back up, and it closed right there, approximately 27.40. So there's no gaps in today's open. It opened directly right beside where it closed. So I always have a point of interest, always, also where daily candles open. Remember your open, high, low, close, your OHLC, very important. So right there, I have it as a point of interest. If it ever comes down there, I want to know what happens down there. Okay, so we opened, and it was originally bearish. It was red, where it made that low of the day right there to 27.35. So that's where I place my low of the day purple line. So I know, in fact, if it ever comes back down there, that's my low of the day. So now I look at the low of the day relative to yesterday. I see it's a higher low. I look at it relative to this big bullish candle on Tuesday, January 21. We're still approximately above 50% of that volume holding. So to me, it's still maintaining the uptrend, this rally coming up. So we made the low of the day. Then the buyers brought it right back to our point of interest where we opened. And then they continued to push it up, filling the candle green, back up to this point of interest. It could have been resistance and pushed us down, but the volume kept building, and we're trading basically right at the high of the day. Right there, I don't even have a wick right there. So we're basically at the high of the day right now. We can continue to penetrate through here, and then all we have to fill is the remaining red volume from yesterday. So my next point of interest is the gap down, where they gapped it down right there, where they opened it, 27.65. So again, I have another yellow line right there. as a point of interest if it does get there. So then if we fill that imbalance from the purple to this yellow line, if you can't do the math in your head, we're at 27.59, 27.69, $6 move in gold. That's about 60 pips from this purple to this yellow line. And then if we keep building up to there, then we've got a bullish engulfing daily candle that's engulfing all of yesterday's red volume. Then maybe we can continue to push out and fill yesterday's wick. And then we're approaching our all-time high supply zone. So if you're a gold trader, follow today's daily volume, where it closes, how it closes, because we might be building something this week leading into FOMC tomorrow to continue to break out for new all-time highs, okay? So very important, even if you're a 1 minute trader, 5 minute trader, to focus on the daily volume, okay? So it is very bullish right now. So if we're trying to sell this on the shorter time frames, look at what we're trying to short. You're trying to short this heavy full body candle. Yeah, you might get a little bit of a pullback. You might get 10, 20, 30 pips, and then it creates a wick, but then it might continue to get bought right back up. So my brain right now is thinking, if I'm looking to short this thing, it's got to be pip and dip real quick, unless structure is really breaking down. But to me, it's maybe today we buy the pullbacks on gold. Maybe we allow it to pull back and we keep buying it up. But that's why we got to dissect the daily candle into the hourly and go into either 15 minute or 5 minute to find some opportunities, okay? So and then when I look at it as well, we're just consolidating as well, but today is a very bullish day. So we've marked up our zones here. Let's continue breaking it down to the hourly. So now I can see exactly when gold started to take off, when it made the low of the day, all of this stuff. So I can see right over here, yesterday we had our big sell-off from 7, 8, 9 a.m. Wall Street, 10 a.m., 11, kind of recovered. You know, when we were doing our analysis, we got into that gold buy. Kind of the bottom was set around 12 p.m., 1 p.m. yesterday, right here on this curl. And then market close, there's our Asian Tokyo session consolidation, futures market open up, and then the market starts to attract more volume pre-London and London. London is 3 a.m. You guys know this. Look at London. It created a double bottom on gold. It came red, and back right back up. So there's one bottom. There's your second bottom rejection. We closed with good volume above this daily point of interest. There's our hourly volume consolidating, and then we started to move again. 7 a.m., 8 a.m. we have COMEX, 9 a.m. Wall Street, 10 a.m. Consumer Confidence Report, and now we're at 11 a.m. We're going to close this day hourly candle in the next under 7 minutes. So we are at our high of the day. Now we have hourly structure. I can definitely see. If I look from the purple line to the yellow line, see right there where there was this pullback on the hourly where it came down red, and you see where it stopped right there? I'm going to place a white line right here, right there. It's going to be my hourly point of interest. Do you guys see what I did there? And then I kind of look to the left of the chart, kind of good area. There it was body to body. There was a wick, came back up, wick came back up, a wick came, look at where the volume closed, right at the white line. Came back down, look at where the volume opened, right at the white line. Again, we got rejected at the white line, no volume closing above. Here we got volume closing above the white line, and it continued to push to that purple line. Here's the pullback. It broke impulse, volume closed at the white line, volume opened at the white line, volume opened at the white line. So carry it across in the future. I can see now our 9 a.m. candle closed right at the white line. Our 10 a.m. candle opened right at the white line. If we do pull back, I might be looking to buy a pullback at this white line this afternoon. You know, if it comes back down red, I want to continue going with that bullish momentum. I maybe want to buy pullbacks. So maybe I set an alert right here, create it. I've got an alert on my chart, okay, at this white line, approximately 27.53, 54 here. So we are continuing to move at a new high of the day. We still have resistance behind us. I know we have a really nice move today, but still look at where they dropped it yesterday. They dropped it in the all-time high. So if I look higher time frame, all-time high, they dropped it. There's a lower high. We might be, in fact, coming up to a lower high. Maybe it reaches this next yellow line, daily point of interest, 27.65, then it drops. I like to look at the RSI. We're still not overbought yet. It's still trading, the RSI is at 65. We still have lots of room to continue to run. So let's not just short just because something is approaching being overbought. The price action doesn't care about RSI. It could continue to run. So hourly is very, very strong. Once this hourly bar closes, look, it's an ignited bar with no pullback. It continued to fill above the next high, creating a new higher high. When this bar officially closes in 4 minutes, I'm going to determine where 50% of the volume is. And then I'm going to draw one other white line. I'm predicting it's going to be right here, around 27.57, right here. It'll be the top of this wick, and right there will represent where approximately 50% of the candle will be. I'm just saying that right now before it even closes. Let's test my theory. Now I'm going to go into the 5 minutes. So these are our candles that we scalp. These things have their own structure as well. You can see right here, look at the structure that the 5 minutes had. It came up here, back down, came right back up here, back down, came right back to this red line, back down, came back up to the red line right there, back down, came again. Now I got my first green bar at 7:55, 5 minutes before 8 a.m. and then leading into COMEX, we closed above. So there's your confirmation. Volume closed above that resistance, and now this red line will act as support. Anywhere here, if you bought, place your stop loss below here, and you're riding that momentum up. Continuing the dip by there, you see how it's still following. If we draw a trend line on the 5 minutes, starting from here to there, it's still trending up. You can do a trend line like that. You can start your trend line from maybe here. Okay, but it's still trending upwards. It's making higher highs, higher lows. New higher high, new higher low. New higher high right now. So the 5 minutes, there's bearish divergence on the 5 minutes. So we might get a small pullback very soon. You can see that the price is continuing to go higher, but the strength is slowly starting to decrease on the 5 minutes. We're approaching getting overbought on the hourly. So maybe the next hour we might get a pullback on gold right by the high of the day here. Okay, so this candle is going to close in 2 minutes. Let's watch the close of this candle going into noon. Do you guys have any questions about the analysis so far? Do you guys understand? Because when I do NASDAQ and US30, I'm going to go a lot faster. I'm not going to explain what I'm going to kind of just go with the flow, find my supply, find my demand zones, add my points of interest, and just keep going, okay? But it's all the same, okay? You're going to see NASDAQ and US30 is going to have a red box, green box. You're going to see it's going to have a yellow line, purple lines, white lines. So you understand what all of these things are, okay? Any questions, guys? Okay, this is the time to ask questions. Otherwise, we're gonna move forward. Anis, which indicator we can see the divergence? RSI. The RSI. You can look at multiple indicators that show you divergence, but the most common one is this one, RSI, Relative Strength Index. You can see this is an area where it's overbought. You can see it's sloping down while the price keeps going up. That's telling us that there's bearish divergence, but still it's not a signal to just start selling yet. We need to start to see red candles start to close below structure, because you see every time they're coming down, they're going back up. They're coming down, they're going back up. I need to see like a big red candle, like a bearish engulfing candle, close below structure in order to start the move down, to initiate the reversal. Otherwise, if we just keep selling, we're just selling into demand. We're just selling into buyers who are pending, waiting to get filled, and then it goes back up. And then we go further into drawdown. It's just giving us a heads up that maybe the market might reverse, but right now we're not there. There was a sell on US30 right over here, guys. So this zone 44.916, and then when you understand that the candlestick, the way how they move, close near the bottom, there's your ignited drop with no wick, and then there's your big fall right there. Okay, so we just closed. It's 12 p.m. right now. This is a new hourly candle in the market. Okay, so our hourly candle did close right here. So you know where I was saying, can I determine where 50% is? There's the opening price, there's the closing price. 50% is approximately right there. I had at that wick. It didn't close exactly at that wick. If I don't know exactly where it is, you can grab your Fibonacci tool, open, high, low, close, figure out where the 0.5 is. Right there it is, 0.5. Okay, so I have now my 50% of the previous volume identified right there at that white line. Okay, so that's going to be hourly support going forward as well. If we pull back here, I want to see if this hourly line will hold support. If we break below here, then we might initiate that sell-off. If we lose the support of 27.50, 57, Nvidia's pumping right now. Yeah, could be just a recovery from yesterday. Maybe the market overreacted yesterday. So it's a good opportunity to buy Nvidia on the discount, and you should be in profit right now. Okay, so we're starting, we got rejected at the high of the day. We got rejected at the high of the day. No volume on the 5 minutes, closed above that high of the day. We might be pushing down, but I'd like to see red bar come down because then it meets our trend line and then it meets our 1 hour point of interest. So in order to look or initiate a sell, I'd like to see the trend break, maybe close below there, maybe it comes back up, retest this or retest the trend line, and then they reject it. Then maybe we might get a possible pull back on gold, maybe a quick little sell, but we have to understand that it could get bought up. Like it could come down to here and then curl right back up and continue making higher highs. So if we're shorting, you got to understand we're going against the overall trend here if we're shorting. Okay, so sometimes I just continue to wait. I'll place an alarm here because I'm going to go to NASDAQ. Okay, so we'll let gold consolidate at the height of the day here and at our hourly point of interest. So this is where it might consolidate for a little bit. If it continues to move higher and higher, look for volume to close above this purple line. Use the purple line as support, and maybe we get it going higher. Okay, so that's gold, guys. I'll give you guys the chart 1 second in Zoom, and we're going to continue looking at NASDAQ and US30. We're going to go a little bit faster so that we can get some more charts in here. Okay, so that's gold, guys. If you guys are okay with the gold analysis, hit the like button on YouTube, and let's continue to move on to NASDAQ. For you guys in Zoom, there is a TradingView link. It is our gold analysis. Okay, so this is how NASDAQ looks on the 5 minutes. There's the drop from Wall Street. Wall Street drop, 9:45, continue to come right back up, 10 a.m., break through the resistance, break through this resistance, create a higher high, pullbacks, still holding good support, and we're trending higher. Okay, so let's start off on the daily. Let's do a nice thorough daily analysis. So yesterday, I'm sure you guys are all aware of that big sell-off day, especially NASDAQ. It trimmed $1.2 trillion off of its market cap due to that DeepSeek Chinese news, and the market kind of rallied at the end of the day, and we're pushing right back up today. So I would be looking at 50% of yesterday's bearish candle. So I identified that top supply, red box, stretch it across. I can see we almost came into it mid-January, and last week we pushed away from it. So it started ignited red yesterday, continued to push all the way down. Look at where it made the low, right into this green demand level. If you look to the past, you can see right there that was red. Stretch it into the future, turning it green right there. Continuing to bring it into the future. Those wicks came right perfectly right into the green box, and we had that leg going back up. And why not yesterday? Look at yesterday, how it traded red, 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 right into that green box, and that's where we got our rejection. So let's not stop. Let's identify that green zone. Maybe in the future it comes back down here. Okay, so there's also points of interest. I can see one point of interest right here where there was structure in between the zones. So if I look in between the zones, there's structure. It pierced its way and it got rejected there and back down. That's a point of interest on the daily. So right there, I place a yellow line and look at where it is relative to today's price action. I can just kind of now lift it right back up. It's the closing and opening price of yesterday. They closed it there for a reason and they opened it there for a reason. I didn't open and close it, the market did. And look at how accurate it is compared to the resistance back here in November. Okay, so let's continue to figure out maybe another point of interest. So number one, I would like to look at 50% of yesterday's red candle from the opening price to the closing price. I can eyeball 50% right there. It's a nice whole number, 21,500. Maybe there is what I'm looking at. Right there, okay? But I don't want to guess because I'm in front of you guys on YouTube and I don't want to look silly. I want to be 100% accurate where 50% of this is. So grab my Fibonacci tool, place it at the opening price, drag it down to the closing price. There's 0.5 right there, okay? How close was I? How accurate was I? Let's take a look. Right there, okay? So I was off by 10 points, but that is perfectly right at 50% right there. So if we keep coming up green, 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 green today, I want to see what type of reaction it will have at relative to yesterday's 50% of that bearish volume. Will we continue to break above it, or will we catch a wick that might be the high of the day and then we push back down? Okay, so we are coming up right now, but we're coming against all of that red selling volume yesterday. Okay, so once you identify, you can get rid of your fib. If you want to draw a zone, okay, you can absolutely draw a zone. You can draw a zone like a little bit above, a little bit below, and then drag it across, and that's your red box zone if you like to do that, okay? And then if we break through 50% and we continue to drive, where could we go up to? Just look to the left of the chart right here. Here, 21,630. This is also a daily point of interest right there. That's where a body closed and that's where a body opened. So that's possibly the gap fill that could fill with green volume. If I don't know how much that is, just grab your ruler and measure it. From that yellow zone to the next yellow zone, it's approximately 130 pips if we can continue fill this yellow line to that yellow line. If we continue driving, so then we have 3/4 filled of this where we're engulfing this red candle, but then we still have where it opened right there. So then I have another yellow point of interest right there. And then that will cover all of yesterday's volume, okay? So let me just put this daily point of interest. And remember, if the volume is above, then this line is support. If the volume is below it, it's resistance, okay? So these are all my daily points of interest, okay? So if we're shorting today's candle on the lower time frames, look at what you're shorting. You're shorting a very strong bullish candle. Let's follow today's momentum. So yesterday, end of the day, maybe that deep seek was in the news and then the market said, okay, let's recover a little bit. This is getting crazy. Double digit loss, $1.2 trillion off the market cap. So there was buyers. I was buying, you were buying, Trevor was buying, you know, the dips. So you don't think institutions are looking to buy? Absolutely. So they bought that, the recovery, they closed it right there. And then we opened, there's our point of interest. There was a slight bearish drawback today. We made our low of the day. There's our purple line. It was brief, it was fast. They didn't allow it to come all the way back down into the green box. So they created a higher low and then they started pushing up to where we opened, and the volume keeps going up, 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 where I can't even place a purple line on this candle because there's no wick. So we are, again, like gold, very similar. We're trading at the high of the day right there. So now I've got my low, high of the day, daily point of interest. I can determine where 50% of the current volume is right now. I can either eyeball it right now if I want to do fast charting and keep going. Right there would be approximately what my eyes see from the opening price to the closing price. That's approximately 50% right there. Again, if I'm not too sure about eyeballing, grab your Fibonacci opening price to where it is, See the 0.5? I'm bang on, right on. Okay, so if we do come back down, if it gets rejected and we're starting to thin out this volume, this green volume, and we start to see a wick and it's pushing down and it's coming down with a wick and it's going red, red, red with a wick, maybe right there, when we get to 21,307, 310, 315 area, maybe our buyers will step right back in and protect all of this bullish volume and then continue to push it back up. Because if we lose the bottom half of our volume, and they continue push it down below this yellow line, and then the sellers are strong and we exhaust all of our current green volume, then we're going to come back to where we opened and the candle could flip red, and then all of a sudden we're filling the bottom wick and then it's a bearish day and the whole volume, we lost all of this bullish momentum, and then we're continuing drop tomorrow leading into FOMC. So we want to protect this volume as much as we can. If we're buying the markets, if we're bullish on the markets, we need to protect this. So we can buy pullbacks in today's volume because I don't see the sellers are successful yet pushing this down. Okay, so let's go into the 1 hour real quick. And we can look at how everything, there's the massive drop yesterday, starting at when Sunday night opened, 6 p.m. Right there, when that Chinese DeepSeek news was in the market, there was the heavy drop. There was a little bit of consolidation right here, but there's continued dropping. It bottomed out at 5 a.m. yesterday. Then 6 a.m. is New York pre-market, kind of recovered a little bit. Then it pushed back down. 2 p.m. power hour kind of recovered again. Then we have our consolidating Asian Tokyo session. Again, when did it come down? 9 a.m. this morning. 9 a.m. Look, it was red, red, red. Made our low of the day, Wall Street. Continue come back up. And then 10 a.m. our consumer confidence report started to push the markets bullish up here. Pulling back. You see how we're holding the yellow line now? So it came back, held the yellow line, continue to move up, and we're pushing, okay? So we still have a lot of ground to make up if we're bullish on NASDAQ, okay? We've still got a lot of red candles behind us. So if we can continue to drive, we're looking now, we got a new high of the day. We're looking to drive up to this yellow line, 21,490, to that next daily point of interest right up there. If we do pull back, do we have anywhere like an area where there's support? See this wick right here? And it lines up with this top wick at 10 a.m. So this is where I draw an hourly line right there. Make it white for hourly. That low right there. See how it was representing that wick and that wick? So if we can continue to hold 21,377, we might just fade back and continue driving. So I'm going to place an alert at this white line. Maybe I might get a pullback buy on NASDAQ around here. I'm going to place an alert. I'm going to wait for it to come to me to buy that pullback, because if I go right now and buy, I'm buying the high of the day, and I might be buying an hourly candle that's approaching being overbought. So what I do is I go to lower time frames. Let's bring it into the 5 minutes. And here's our 5-minute structure. Okay, so we had a little bit of a trap and it gapped its way out of there. So right there from that hourly to right there, if you trap that price and was watching what's going on, they took out the lows multiple times, but it was always recovered by those rejection wicks and starting to move out of here. So to me, it looks like a double bottom where it came down. That's one bottom. There's our neckline. There's that second bottom, all that garbage in there. And then now it's continuing to break out to the upside. Okay, so that's a bullish flag pattern. You had the rally that started right here at 10 a.m. There's your bullish rally. There's your flag sideways, which was a double bottom, in fact, in there. And then it's continuing to break up to the upside. Okay, so NASDAQ is very, very bullish right now. Okay, so, and it's still driving. It's approaching being overbought again, but we don't just hit the sell button because RSI is telling us overbought. We need to see red candles close below structure, maybe not just one V recovery, one top. We need to see two tops, okay? But let's just see what happens now for the next few minutes at the high of the day. How much higher can we go? Will it get rejected here? But it is continuing to trend positive. Okay, you can draw a simple trend line and see that it is trending up. we can match a trend line from right here to see maybe where the top point might be, right up here. See, that might be the top of this trend line, and it might be correlated with that daily point of interest right up there. Maybe if it squeezes its way up there, that's where maybe the sellers might enter the market. So what I'll do is, just in case, so you guys can visually see it, I'm going to place like a red box up there just to see if it comes up there and starts to get rejected there. That might be an opportunity where sellers enter the market and start dropping this thing down. Okay, so right up there, I place my red box a little bit above, a little bit below this daily point of interest, and it's kind of the top of this trend line right there. Okay, so that is NASDAQ, guys. It's looking really, really nice right now, but you got to remember, we're still battling against yesterday's bearish volume. So it is a nice recovery today, but that doesn't mean we're still going to drive. It might get pushed down, okay, depending on that supply volume above us. So let me just share this chart with the snipers in Zoom, and we're going to do our final chart. My favorite, Dow Jones. I know some of you guys hate it. I love it. It's a love-hate relationship, but Zoom, there is another trading view link for you guys. We got the gold, we got NASDAQ, and now let's just finish it off with Dow. Okay, so you can see Dow, it was moving opposite from NASDAQ yesterday, and look at how it's moving opposite as well today. So these are not correlated indices. These are completely different indices. NASDAQ is heavily weighted with tech, so that's why you saw how it was moving yesterday. US30 is completely different list of securities. It's got a little bit of tech, but not a lot. Okay, so this is overall markets in the US markets, all type of industries and sectors. Let's take a look at the daily. Okay, so very positive, like on the daily, we're coming up, but we do have, basically, we're coming into right here. Red box right there. Look at, we're driving right into it. We peaked our head right into here today. Look at where the high of the day is, right in this red box. That's all-time high territory. Is it going to be a double top, and are we going to push down, or are we breaking through here for a new high? Okay, so now that we established one red box, let's do the opposite. Let's find where we can visually see a common green box. Okay, and I'm not trying to make this difficult for everybody. I just want your eyes to just get familiar with just, that's pretty easy. Like, are we going to debate this? Is Ron wrong that this is a supporting area? You can see how it was support there. The market moved up, came back down in the green box, went back up. So double support, double bottom. Creates demand in the future. It comes back all the way right back down for a third time. And what happened in the green box? Started this huge 2-week leg that we have coming up bullish right back to our all-time high supply. So if it ever retraces back down here, guess what? Ron's going to be possibly buying right in this green box again, unless the market tells me otherwise. Unless the market breaks this, I make it red, and then we start dropping, then I'm going to sell. But the zone doesn't change. Just the volume is variable, okay? But there's got to be something in between this red and green box inside here. This is like a hamburger, remember? We got our top bun, we got our bottom bun. There's got to be, where's the meat? Where's the meat in here? So you got to kind of visually see right there. This my eyes are attracted to pivot points. Pivot points, pivot points, pivot points. If you don't know what a pivot point is, if you don't know the official definition, just understand when the market is moving up green, where does it stop? That's it. That's what a pivot is. Where does it stop and where does it go the opposite direction? That's it. Keep it simple. We don't need to have all the definitions of each individual word. It's just right there. That, to me, logic, common sense. It's coming right up there and then it stops. It doesn't go up any more green. It stops there and then it comes back down red. So then later in the future, there's probably going to be something that happens at this line again. So you see when it comes back down red, 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 they broke it, but came right back up. Volume is closing right around the white line, retesting it, and then it goes back up again. Look at down here, where it came right back up. Where did it stop? Right at that white line. And again here, it came back up. Look at where the rejection was, right at the white line, white line. We closed above it now, and look at the retest of the white line. So this white line is my daily. I'm on the daily, so sorry, it's not white. We're going to make it red, not red, yellow. daily point of interest. If US30 ever comes back down right there, I might be buying right there instead of down there. This is too far away. This is pending in the future, but this one might be more active. So you see how easy that is, guys? There's nothing complicated about what I just did right there. You guys, can we all do this, or is anyone left behind? This is pretty simple, guys. I got my kids doing this. My daughter is 8 and my son is 13, and they do this easy. So you guys have no excuse. If our kids can do this, you can do this too, okay? We're going to make our kids top traders in these markets. Their future will be good, okay? We're going to teach them the skills, the art of trading. We're going to share this knowledge with our children. We're not going to teach them about making money. We're going to teach them candlesticks. It's like a game. I teach my daughter it's a game between the red team and the green team. She's getting really, really good at this. She'll be the next one educating us. Okay, so very simple. Now, can we see maybe another one right here? See where the market came all the way up and then they pushed it down. So some traders locate the high wicks. I keep it consistent with the bodies, okay? And I'm not right, I'm not wrong, and you're not right, and you're not wrong either. If you go to the highs or you mark up the wicks, just make sure you stay consistent and mark up all your wicks going forward. If you do what I do and you mark the bodies, stay consistent and mark all the bodies going forward, because you don't want to mix and match. You don't want to do a high wick now and then a body later, and then another, because then it's not consistent. I like personally to be consistent in the markets, and then it keeps me looking for the same shit every single day. Okay, so I'm going to place another daily point of interest right here. There is a body, there is a body. Then to me, those wicks represent the impulse break. Again, see where it came right up to that yellow line and stopped, and then they gapped it up. That was possibly a weekend move. There's Friday, and that's how they gapped it up on the Monday. Again, right over here. So yesterday, I can see they opened it, they brought it down, and look at where the opening price is, right at that yellow line. Okay, so if we come back down red, maybe we'll find some support right here, and then there's our next support level, and then I can find another point of interest if I want to go down here, but then we got our big demand level down there. Okay, so are we following now? So let's continue. Let's continue cooking here. What happens if we do break out? I have nothing above me, okay? This is another thing. Above this red box, there's nothing. We've never been up here. This is all-time high. So this is price discovery up here. So if Dow keeps breaking out of here, everyone asks me, Ron, where can it go? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, but what I do is I do same shit I do. I look at psychological numbers. I look at whole numbers. When I don't know and I have nothing to look back at the left, then I look at what the all-time high was, 45,082. Okay, so what would be the next whole number? 100. It's too close. So then what I would do is I would go to 45,200. That would be my go up by 100 point increments. So my next point of interest on the daily would be 45,200 right there. That's if we can break through their new all-time high, maybe we get up to 200, maybe we find some resistance right there. Okay, so I could continue to go up the ladder, 45,300, 45,400, and then what is our nice whole psychological number? 500. 500. It's half of 1,000, 500. 50 is half of 100, 500. So what I do with that is I give it a little room to breathe above, little room to breathe below. So what I do is 500 is my point of interest right there. I go 100 points above to 600, and then 100 points below to 400, and then stretch it across. And that's my new, if we break all-time high, that could be the supply block waiting up there to absorb all of this and then maybe push it back down. So I can continue to do this as much as I want, but we don't have all day here to do that. But that's how I kind of determine what will happen if we break a new all-time high and it's brand new charted territory. That's the way how I go about business. You could go, and then if you're scalping in between, I go 25-point increments, not 100, I go 25, okay? Depending on your time frame you're trading. Okay, so let's just follow today's daily volume and yesterday. So yesterday they gapped it down where we opened. That DeepSeek news caused Dow to be red, found a bottom. It came right back up to where we opened and we came up strong. We engulfed our volume, our inside red bar behind. We made a high of the day and we closed relative right near the high. So did everyone determine where 50% of yesterday's bullish daily candle was? I hope you did. I did. So the opening price is right there. The closing price is right there. If you don't know how to eyeball it and you can't do it fast enough, just grab your Fibonacci tool. There's that 0.5 at 44,472. Draw your yellow line right there because we're still on the daily. And that now is representing, this line right here is representing 50% of yesterday's volume. What does Ron also do when I'm looking at this is if you want to draw a zone, one standard deviation above, one standard deviation below, you can do it with the Fibonacci tool as well. So you know how I plotted it from right there where it closed? Okay, now you see your 618 and your 382. That's one standard deviation above and one standard deviation below the 0.5. So if I wanted to draw a zone, and in case it doesn't exactly come to 50% on the dot, right there's my 618, my 382. There's my zone. And the volume is above, so I make it green. Stretch it into the future because I want to be buying pullbacks somewhere inside this green box. Either at the top of the green box, right at the midpoint, or at the bottom of the green box. Okay? You see today, holy shit, it almost came right in there. Now look at, we closed, we opened. Opening price is a point of interest, yellow line. Okay, and it opened and then we came down. Look, red, 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 red. Almost just missed it. We just missed our demand box just by a little bit. So the market didn't come in. The depth of market created a higher low. But these orders are still like pending in here. Maybe at another day it will come down here and maybe pick them up, but it didn't today. Not every single time will it come, and it's disappointing if you had like a pending order waiting to get filled right here or here. You see the market come down and then miss you and take off. It sucks, but that's welcome to the markets, guys. It happens to me a lot of times. You know, when I'm patiently waiting to get in filled nicely, it doesn't fill. It misses me. So that's our low of the day. That obviously is our purple line representing our low of the day. So we're still above this demand zone here. We're still respecting well above 50% of yesterday's bullish volume. So then the buyers stepped in. They pushed it right back up that red candle to the opening day's price, our daily point of interest. And then we flipped. We took out yesterday's high. That was Monday, so we created a new weekly high today, and we drove all the way into 50% exactly of our red supply zone. Okay, there's our purple line. It looks exactly 50%. Okay, Ron smokes a lot of weed, and I can still see that that's roughly 50%. If I need to verify it exactly, we got a verification tool. Here's our Fibonacci from the bottom of the red box to the top. Bring it. Look at how it's precisely right on 50% right there. Okay, so use your fib tool, guys, whenever you're unsure about anything. It will drastically help you out in these markets, identifying correct areas. And then verify, do some back testing, look to the left of the chart, the purple line, how it reacted in the past. So I can see right here, Wednesday, November 27, it came, traded right there, and they pushed it right back down. November 29, that was the all-time high. They pushed it back down. Again, December 2nd, right there, the purple line, they pushed it back down. Here we closed with some volume right above that purple line, but the next day it did open bullish, but could not take out those all-time high wicks, and then they brought it right back down, and then look at the market drop right there. So we traded exactly right there today. So could this be where the market now is shifting to the downside? We got to determine this green volume that's left in today's candle. We have 4.5 hours to go, and it's basically like a spin top candle right now where we opened where it was bearish, the buyers brought it right back up to the high point, and then they're getting pushed back down. All we have left is this volume. this volume the rest of the day will dictate if we're going to still maintain our bullish momentum, or we're going to maybe start selling leading into FOMC tomorrow. Okay, so just watch how today's candle closes leading into FOMC relative to where we are at the all-time high. Okay, so all I have left is to work with is the remaining volume in today's candle. Can I look where 50% of this candle is? Absolutely. There it is, where it opened. There's the volume. Half of it is approximately right there, 770. I know it's moving right now while I'm placing the line, but it's just relative to where the volume is right now. So if it comes back down red, 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 I'd like to see it at least hold right here and go back up. Because if I lose this yellow line, we could possibly, the sellers could take out our remaining green volume and start to flip the entire momentum of today's bullish candle. Okay, so let's now go into the hourly and figure out exactly when did it make the low of the day, when did we hit the high of the day. Is there any hourly structure that we should be looking at? So hourly is very positive. After yesterday's free fall, we came right back up, consolidated. We hit our low of the day pre-London for Dow, 2 a.m. Eastern. 3 a.m. there's London's candle. We came back up, pulled back. Look at how volatile Wall Street was. It opened red, came back up, took out the highs, got rejected, closed. Then 10 a.m. came in with that big bullish candle. Right there, we tagged our purple line, 11 a.m. when we started the call. We came back down red. They brought it right back up. So now we're trading right here, consolidating right below the second half of the all-time high supply box. So it's green, red. Are we coming up back up green? Are we going to go back down? So what I look at is the red candle, the previous red candle, from where it opened, from where it closed. I determine where 50% of that red candle is. It's right there. And I'm on the hourly, so I make it a white line. And I follow to see if the buyers, sorry, white line I said, I follow to see if the hourly buyers can in fact close it above that white line, then build off of it as support, and maybe we have enough momentum and volume to take out the high of the day. If we cannot get above 50% of this red candle, we keep getting pushed down, then I can see the market maybe flipping momentum and start going down bearish this afternoon. Okay, so we've got a little inside bar on the hourly. We've got 27 more minutes for it to close. Then what we can do is we can go to lower time frames and take a look at exactly what's going on the 5 minutes. So there's that nice push up. That's when we hit the high of the day right there, right when we started the call, 11 a.m. And then 10 minutes later, we had the huge drop coming down. Again, it came down, right back up. Came down, touched that daily point of interest, right back up. Came down, higher low, got some consolidation, green, red, continue push up. But I want to see, there's my white line, can the green candles get back and close above there to retest this so we can drive back up to that second top at the daily high? Or are you in fact witnessing the market lowering the offers right now and going to push this market down? So we currently, do we have a US30 trend on the 5 minutes? Yeah, there's our trend line. Okay, so if we can start to maybe get red, start to close physically below this yellow line. We did have an impulse break. We did test it, come back, but the buyers brought it right back up. If we can come back down with more red volume and break the trend, physically close below there, retest this, I might look for a sell position and look to take out this and take out our 945 low. That's Wall Street's low, and maybe come back down to the low of the day this afternoon. So time will tell. We'll see. So I will place an alert here if we're off this chart, just so I'll get alerted there. Okay, and I'll place also an alert at our above hourly resistance. Maybe if we close above there, we continue driving bullish today. Okay, so I've got alerts here and here. What happens inside here, I'm not too concerned about that. I'm more concerned about what will happen up here and what will happen down here, because this could be just sideways trading action, accumulation leading to the bigger move. Okay, so let me just share this chart one more time with you guys in Zoom, and we'll take a look at all of our charts we got going on. Okay, so that's US30, guys. So we've done analysis on gold. Let's take a look at gold. Gold is still in the box, hasn't moved. Okay, so gold, we're still in here. Nothing big on gold. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ, in fact, broke out of our consolidating range here. We had that, and now we're trading above the high of the day still. So you know what I said? I want to see if it will in fact come in up to this red box, because that's where I might be looking to short it. Allow it to come to me. I've done my analysis. That's the top of the range of this channel. That's my yellow daily point of interest. I've just drawn this red box a little bit above, a little bit below, and looking for maybe a rejection here. Maybe looking for sellers here. Okay, so I will allow it to. So right now I move my consolidated box, and we are currently consolidating right in here. Okay, so makes sense, everyone? And what we'll do is we'll flip-flop all of these charts. We'll stick with NASDAQ right now. Okay, so did you guys understand the explanation? Some of you guys are saying good way of explaining. Got it. So that's the way how I explain. That's the way how I teach. Try to keep it simple. It gets too busy like that, Mohammed. If I do split screen with 3 charts, it's too much to look at. So we'll just flip flop from each individual chart. We'll do that tomorrow for FOMC. We'll look at gold and one index, whether it's NASDAQ or US30 tomorrow. And that's what we'll do. But if I do all 3 of these together, it's going to be confusing. I did that once, and then everyone said, Ron, can you just do individual charts? It's too confusing like that. I can trade with multiple charts, but it's nice when you can see the bigger picture. You can see the overall. Okay, I can just flip. I got alerts. If I get alerted for something, I'll come to the charts. No worries. You guys are good. There's nothing going on in gold. Absolutely nothing right now. NASDAQ, I want to see if it will approach up here to see if sellers will step in right here. Might be a good opportunity to look to maybe sell, or there might be like a squeeze through there and continue move bullish. US30, again, I'm watching to see what will happen at this white hourly resistance, and if it breaks the trend line, maybe down here at this daily point of interest. Okay, so right now the markets are consolidating. There's nothing that looks good to trade right now, so sometimes we just got to be patient. Do you guys feel like you want to take a trade right now? Do you guys feel the urge of like it's saying I got to take a trade, I got to take it. This is where you got to learn patience. This is where you got to learn discipline. I know it's hard. It's hard. Everyone wants to trade right now. Everyone wants to hit the buy button. Everyone wants to hit the sell button. But absolutely, Patrick, there's not any volume in the market right now. We're trading in the mid-afternoon right now. This is like where Wall Street takes their lunch break. They move away from the trading floor around 12 p.m. till about 1:30, and then they come back. You might see this on a day-to-day basis. And then volume will start to pick up 1 p.m., 1:30, leading into the close of the Wall Street. So if you find that you have no patience and you want to take a trade right now, like gold, like just looking at gold, what could we be trading here? Like, look how shady these candles are. You got to resist the urge right now. I know some of you guys are saying, Ron, well, it's green, we got to buy. No, we don't. Look at these candles. I wouldn't even be looking at gold right now if it wasn't for you guys. I wouldn't even have this on one of my 3 charts right now. No way. Like, this is horrible. If you cannot distinguish good volume from shitty volume, It's part of your job as a trader. This is disgusting, this volume. These candles are gross right now. It's hurting my eyes looking at these things. NASDAQ, look how nice we had nice volume, and look at how it just died off now. Okay, because we're approaching maybe a critical area up here. So we'll continue wait. US30, very similar. Had nice volume right here when we started the call, and then it's completely died off right now. Do we have any news this afternoon that maybe we should be looking at? We don't have any major news this afternoon. Earnings, again, just to refresh your mind, who has earnings this afternoon in the after hours? We can continue to look at fundamentals while we're waiting. We are not on Wednesday. We're Tuesday after the close. Starbucks. Okay, so remember we got Starbucks. They have a new CEO from Chipotle. He's taking over. He did really well with Chipotle, and now Starbucks brought him in to kind of turn around their company. Okay, so we're just continuing to wait here. Let's see our Discord here for signals. Commodities, is there anything we're looking for? Okay, so we got a trade that came out at 11 a.m. waiting, 27.58 for a buy signal on gold. So 27.58, like up here. Still, I'm looking for confirmation if we get green volume, like around 27.59, 58. Okay, so still waiting, still patiently waiting, but I need to see more volume come into the market. There's no volume right now. Okay, so NASDAQ, we're starting to see a little bit of bearish volume. Okay, so we do have a 5-minute resistance. I can clearly see it right now. If I was to place a line right there, you can see around 21,458. That's our highs right now. Now we're coming down. Okay, so this to me looks like it came up and it's coming down. It might in fact come right back up. Then what I'm looking for is a second top, either to short this red line. More importantly, I'd like to short up here. So if they punch it out, maybe right there. So still allowing this thing to develop. We're about 4 minutes away from a new 15-minute candle. If you kind of want to clean up the mess here, you can go to a 15-minute candle, and this is what we got on our 15s. It came up the last 15-minute candle. There's our green volume, came back up, coming back down. So in fact, our 15-minute candles are starting to barcode. Green, red, maybe the next one might be green, maybe the next one might be red, but we'll figure out what will happen. If we start to close with volume below here, see, I can already see as I'm speaking, it's coming right back up. So that 5-minute candle found a wick and coming right back up. It's a hanging man candle. You see how you still have the head of the red candle, and now we're 2.5 minutes away from it closing. So the first half of the candle was bearish, and now the second half might be coming up bullish. Okay, so we got to wait for the full candle to close. That's the problem when you're taking trades before candles close. This is where you get caught. Like if you sold that early, it came down, but then now it could be reversing back up. So when in fact, if you don't know, you wait for the full body on your particular time frame to close. At least there you get a concrete answer as to what happened during that time frame, whether it's 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 1 hour. You get to move with the volume. Okay, open bullish, then it got rejected, it came back down bearish, it came into support, it went back up, and it closed green. That tells you the entire momentum of that 1 hour, so then it can help predict your next trade in the next hour. If you go in early prematurely, then you have no idea. It might be like a roller coaster ride. The only thing that you can do is place your stop loss above other structure and hope for the best. Just don't risk too much. Don't over leverage. Okay, and then now we're coming back down. Okay, so as it came right back up, the sellers are still there. They're pushing the volume back down again. So now we're going to get the close in 1 minute and 20 seconds now. So we're approaching the close. Now we can watch going into the close how this candle will close. Do you guys like how I zoom in like this? I'm sorry guys, some of you guys like it zoomed out where you get to see everything, but sometimes I zoom in to show you guys exactly how it closes, if there's a gap down in the candle, where I'm locating 50% so you guys can see it more clearly. So you can see now, we came all the way down to the low of the candle. with now less than 1 minute. So who is in full control of this candle? We saw at the beginning it was sellers. We saw mid, the buyers brought it right back up. Now we see going into the close, the sellers are in full control. So where in fact will this candle close? Will it close right near the low? Will it close below this purple line? Will the next candle gap down be red ignited and just drop? Will it come down just a little bit, pick up a wick and curl back up? All of these things can happen. Okay, so when it came down, now buyers are bringing it right back up. That's what's determining the wick. And now we have 15 seconds to go. I always concentrate on the last 30 seconds of the candle, kind of dictates the momentum. So right now I can see that the buyers are slowly bringing it right back up. Okay, there's the close. So with that momentum, see how the buyers were bringing it up? The momentum carried forward into our next candle, and you see how it opened bullish, ignited. It just opened green and just started to go up. So we went off of the momentum of the wick on the last 30 seconds. However, as it comes up, you're now trading into that big belly of that red volume. And you see how they rejected it back down now to where it opened? Now the sellers could take out that previous low and start to break that purple line, which was our previous daily high. So we're trading just a little bit above the daily high. They could bring it right back down. Okay. So what I like to look for too is 50% of this red volume, because it's a little bit larger than all of these other candles, and it in fact engulfed all of these candles to my left. So I always look approximately where's 50% of that volume right there. So did we come right up to 50%? No, we didn't. Remember what I said? For all time frames, candlesticks hold same characteristics. You could have done one notch above, one standard deviation above, and one standard deviation below, and it came basically right down to the zone. And then you can stretch that forward into the future. Okay, now we have a big answer by the sellers. Came up, they rejected it, took out the low. So now we're flirting with that purple line. I could enter in a sell right now, but again, if I enter, I'm entering prematurely because I still have 3.5 minutes to go before this candle closes. So I know it's enticing. I know, like, you know, you're itching to hit it, but look, if I hit the sell right there, I saved myself some drawdown because now I see the buyers are bringing it right back up. So just like that, if you tell yourself, I'm going to wait for a candle to physically close, you might save yourself from taking impulse urges. You might save yourself from getting faked out. And that's it. That's the answer. That's the golden answer. Everyone asks, Ron, how do you avoid getting faked out in the market? Just wait for the candle to close. Look at how the candle now flipped into like a hammer candle, and now we're trading right back into that red box. Okay. How to scale out 80% when you're trading Meldon? Very easy. So I'm just using a standard answer. If I went in with this trade with one standard lot, 1.0, for example, and I want to close out 80%, go to when you're in profit and modify. Go to modify, and where it says 1.0 where you entered, modify it to 0.8 and close it. So then your position is closing at 0.8, 80% of your original trade. You will see profit of the 80%, and then you will have 0.2% still running, your 20% runner. So it's all done in your modification, area. You can do that with, I'm just using a standard lot just to make it easy so everyone understands. Ahmed, welcome, bro. Meldon, did you understand that? You got it? Just a simple modification. So if I took this trade with a standard lot, I'm in profit 20, 30 pips, and I just want to scale out 80%. I originally went in with a standard 1.0. I go to modify. Instead of closing my entire position at 1.0 and closing the entire trade, I select modify, erase 1.0, put in 0.8. I'm taking out 0.8, and that's 80%. Close it. That will be profit, and then you'll see remaining is a 0.2% you have running. Okay. So also, guys, we might have to be patient to wait for maybe a second top. So it came up there, that's one top, came back down. We're figuring out where our neckline is, this purple line. Are we coming right back up? We're coming right back in the red box. They're pushing it down, might be a lower high. What happens, in fact, if it comes all the way up there? So we got a lower high right now pushing down. See how now we traded right back into our red box and below, still below 50%, and they're pushing it right back down. Now, let's pay attention to the last 30 seconds. Remember, now what do we have? We have a spin top candle. The sellers are selling, the buyers are buying. The sellers are selling, the buyers are buying. It's an inside bar with relative low volume right now. So it's an indecision candle. Do we get enough evidence to trade an indecision candle? No. We got to maybe see where will the final volume be. Will it close green, red? I don't like trading these spin top candles. I like trading candles with meat on them, not these little skinny candles. These candles got to eat. They need more volume. Okay. But it closed with green. So we got a bullish spin top candle. Next candle, look at how they open. Ignited red to push down the market. So as it's coming down, I've got a wick here and a wick here. So are we going to, in fact, encounter another wick where the market is going to curl back up? But this is an ignited bar. So it opened with bearish momentum pushing down. Can we get this red bar to come down and physically close below here? Or are we just going to consolidate inside here and then it turns right back up? Okay, so that's for NASDAQ right now. We're still inside here. Let's see what gold is doing. Gold closed above, okay, and retesting. If you're looking to buy gold now, you are buying the daily high. Just remember that. It closed with volume above. It's got verification that the volume closed above here. And if you're looking to buy, you're getting a retest. You might get a push forward, but just I don't like how the volume is trading here for gold. Let's see US30. US30 is approaching that hourly, still waiting. NASDAQ, I want to watch NASDAQ right now. NASDAQ looks interesting. Okay, so if I draw my consolidated box now, I bring it down. Oops, I didn't want to touch that. But you see my consolidated box? See how tight it's trading now? Right inside here. Okay. Okay, so sellers are still pushing it down. It's got a lower high, lower high. It's kind of that resistance right up there. We're still in this consolidated box, still accumulating in here. As it came down, it's a higher low. Okay, so still just not the best to be trading in there. Gold retesting, US30. I'd like to see, now we're trading back in here, how it will react at this white line. And we're very close to a new hourly candle in approximately 7 minutes, 7, 8 minutes. So we're going to get 1 p.m. Maybe that's what we need to wait for. Maybe we need to wait for new hourly volume to enter the market. And maybe that might be the push that we need. But if we do enter a little earlier before the hour, again, it's just about what size position are you willing to trade. What are you guys' thoughts on NASDAQ? What do you guys think? Do you guys think option 1, we get the bullish side where it comes up, closes above here, maybe retest this, and we're continuing to drive? Or option 2 is the bear side. We push down, maybe close below that purple line, and then maybe it retraces back down to here. So we know that there's going to be a move coming up soon. It's just what move is it going to be? I don't think we're going to just trade in this neutral box for a while. Option 2, Letitia, bearish. Patrick, you hope it climbs. Bruce, bearish. What do you guys think on YouTube? And remember what's above these wicks here. There is some liquidity up there, okay? So you know when we talk about liquidity, there's liquidity above here, okay? There was liquidity there. It's probably above there. So that might be like a double top. You know what I mean? Here's the one top. We're forming our neckline right now at the bottom, at that purple line. So we came up. Here's our neckline. We haven't broke it yet. The buyers might, again, push it through here. maybe take out those highs, grab that liquidity, and then the sellers are waiting to drop the market there or approximately like right there. And then if it comes down with heavier volume, then we know that the liquidity was grabbed and then they come down. There's our M pattern, maybe physically close below this purple line neckline, and then the maybe the afternoon sell starts. But right now it's still bullish. It's maintaining right here. It still has not broke. So sellers are still not in control yet. They tried, but the buyers were there protecting this area. So that's what creates the neckline down there. Mohammed, US30 and NASDAQ moves together? No, no. Don't think that they move together. They don't. If you just look, they yesterday they were opposite. Today, opposite. No, they're completely different indices. Okay, NASDAQ is primarily all tech. US30 is a conglomerate of everything. Okay, you got oil and energy, you got finance, you got big box retail, you have a little bit of tech. It's completely different. The way how they're weighted is completely different. S&P 500 and NASDAQ are weighted with market cap. US 30 is completely weighted a older style and is just by share price of the securities that it's are comprised of. What I'm trying to say is they're completely different indices. They do not trade hand in hand. They are not correlated one bit. Okay, so we got now a little recovery off the bottom, coming up bullish, but we're about 4 minutes away from a new hourly candle. So I'm waiting for the new hourly candles. I know some of you guys are saying, Ron, why are we not buying? Why are we not buying? I just want to wait for this hourly candle to officially close, to see where this hourly candle will officially close and then get ready for the next hour. Because look at what they did there. They took out that high. Okay, maybe the liquidity was right there. They got it. I had it above there. And then now it's coming back down red. So maybe this push down is getting ready for the following hour coming in the market. Okay, so let's again just be patient, be disciplined, wait, let the market show us what it wants to do. Because if you take a trade right now, you're taking a trade right before a major hourly candle opens. So you have to understand that. So you're going to have to apply a certain amount of risk on that. Because the momentum could completely switch. It could come down red right now, and in next hour it moves up green and is bullish. Or it could come down, close below here, and then we continue going down red. Okay, so it's still forming inside here. It hasn't really. It's showing me a pattern right now. It came up, back down, coming right back up. I'm looking for that next leg to officially come back down. Unless the buyers are closing above here, and then next hour we might be continuing to move bullish this afternoon. We might have to look for buys on NASDAQ. Gold, still just right around. I'm honestly telling you, even if there is a good set, I don't like gold's volume. I don't. There's too many wicks. I don't like it right now. And it's 30 minutes close for Colmex. I prefer looking at the indices right now. Are we getting better at understanding our candlesticks, price action? Are you guys getting better at understanding that? Because once you start to get real better at reading your candlesticks, it'll start to make your trading a lot easier. Okay, so you're not guessing now. Now you're actually using some sort of technicals in your analysis. Good. Yeah, it's guys, reading the candlesticks, it's like a language. If we're learning a new language, we can speak the language of trading. Okay, if I was learning a brand new language, I would love to learn Spanish. Okay, all my life I would love to learn Spanish. I have no idea, I just know the common words. But if I was learning how to speak Spanish, I would have and I learned fluent, I could have a nice conversation with you guys in Spanish. But same with the language of trading. You need to learn this language, and then you and I can have a language about it. We can speak about it. You guys can know exactly. If I'm saying that that was a fake out candle of the high and it's closing at the low, so then right away you listen to exactly what I said and you can understand it, as opposed to thinking about it. It just becomes common language. Okay, so what's going on with this candle as we're talking? It's about to close in 40 seconds. It opened right here. It was initially bullish where we came up there. It was green. Then they brought it all the way back down to low, came back up. Now look at who's kind of in control right now. So the sellers are bringing it down. Here's the last 30 seconds. So I consider it just like a sports game. It's kind of like when you're playing basketball in the NBA, you have a 24-second shot clock and you got to make a move in the last 24 seconds. Otherwise, you lose possession of the ball. So this is going to dictate who has momentum going into the close of this candle. It could completely flip, or it could close as like indecision, and we still don't have enough information. So there's the close. It came up green, came back down red, came back up green. We close with a little bit of red, and it's a red spin top candle. Now we're opening a new hourly candle. It's 1 p.m. Eastern. It opened green. So it could continue to come through here, but it's got to take out that high. There's still resistance there, and we still have resistance above here. So in fact, when it came up, it's a lower high, maybe pushing down now. So can we get a confirmation candle either of a green candle closing above here or a red candle closing below here? Otherwise, we're still in this consolidated phase where it's still both parties are accumulating. The buyers are buying it and the sellers are selling it at the same time. So that's why we got this sideways trading action. So this is where, if you're starting a position in a consolidated phase, whether you're bullish or bearish, I would go in with a smaller position because you're speculating right now. We don't have any confirmation as to where it is going to move right now. It's still in this consolidated phase. But what we got to also look at is the structure that's being built, the evidence that's being left behind. Okay, I can see it's making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, but we still don't have a positive green candle closing above this structure. And then we also have a lower high, lower high, lower high, but we don't have evidence of a red bearish candle closing below structure. So again, just got to stay on the sidelines until we get more and more volume entering the market, giving confirmations. Let's take a look at gold. Gold is building a little bit off of here. I'm just going to stay away from gold. I'm just being honest with you. I don't like the way how it's trading. I like gold when it trades like this. I don't like when it trades like this. Too much indecision. US30 still waiting up here. Maybe it will come down. I think NASDAQ is the best one, showing us good price action right here. Mohammed, I just said that earlier. So you mark the daily of the bodies, or is wick okay? You are absolutely correct if you mark the bodies, but just keep it consistent with the bodies going forward on all time frames. If you mark the wicks, you are absolutely correct as well, but just keep it consistent. Mark the wicks on all time frames going forward, so that you get the absolute range. But if you're marking the bodies, stick with the bodies. That's just my opinion. Okay. But whatever you do, just keep it consistent. Okay, that will make your trading easier and less confusion. What I do every single day is consistent, so I don't confuse myself. I know exactly what I'm looking for every single day, no matter the security, no matter the time frame. It's the same shit I look for every single day. And that makes trading a lot easier, believe it or not. Okay, so this is our first 5-minute candle of our hourly candle, and it's showing us a bullish green candle. Okay, we opened, small pullback, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So the depth of market is building. As it's coming up, we still have some resistance behind us. Okay, so can it take out that previous high right there at 21,452? It's still failing. to break that. Can we break and maybe close with bullish volume? See, it came up again, they pushed it down. So it has not came above technically speaking, it has not taken out that high. So it's still a lower high. Yeah, if you guys are in the Borks, thanks for posting that. The XAU USD 2558 is running 25 pips. The trade ID on Discord. Thanks for mentioning that. Right over here. Remember 2558. So it's running right now. The gold trade. Okay, so let's see how this candle will officially close. And also, let's pay attention to see if they're going to grab some liquidity up here. And maybe we get a fake candle taking out that liquidity and then going opposite direction. Let's see. Okay, so we got a really nice big candle. Okay, so volume came in when? At the hourly. Okay, so at 1 p.m. See how it was trading prior to 1 p.m. Now we got a nice green full body candle closing 5 seconds right at the high. Okay, so we're right at this upper resistance. Okay, so there's the close. Mark up 50% quickly. Okay, like right there of that candle. It's opening ignited. So we could continue to fill this range right here. See how it has no wick, opened ignited. Sometimes I like to just buy that candle, the ignited open. But the structure right here, I just want to see if they're going to grab this kind of liquidity and then maybe it gets rejected. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. Normally I like to buy this candle. I'm being cautious right now just as to where it is. But this, which was a red zone, I can make green now. In case I wait down there for a pullback buy, I can start to clean up this red line. This consolidated box, we've moved away from it. Okay, so there is where maybe it came up, maybe grab that liquidity as it was coming down. Okay, it's still holding that ignited open. There's the first flash of red. Okay, so now the battle will begin in this candle. Okay, so see how it flipped now? So now what it's telling me is they came up there, they grabbed that liquidity, and now the candle is coming down bearish. Okay, so relative, where will it close now? Will it close below 50%? Will it come down and go back up? This could be a determining candle whether we go into a buy or we sell. Okay, this could be a deciding factor right now. So let's just take a look at US30. US30 is same thing, okay? So we're piercing through that hourly point of reference. Let's wait and see if we get confirmation of green volume closing above, because we still might continue moving bullish on our indices. NASDAQ is looking good coming up. Gold, congratulations on gold, guys. It is moving from 2758 to 2761. 25-30 pips up there. I just want to watch this close of this NASDAQ candle. I want to follow this volume as much as I can. And let's pay attention to where it closes. Okay, it's going to be very important relative to this line. And just to give you an idea of the range, okay, from this red line, if you did take a buy on NASDAQ, if it comes up there, you're about 20 to 23 pips. If it comes up to that yellow, you're about 30 pips on that trade, okay, if it fills that imbalance up there. I'm waiting for this candle to close. I'm not in a trade yet. I'm waiting for it to close. And believe me, I want to take a trade. I want to take a trade. Wow, gold. Okay, so now gold volume is coming in. Could lead into the close of COMEX. If you guys took that buy, congratulations. Discord, these are our trade ideas over here. it's not updated yet. Sometimes you'll get a clue up here. Sometimes it's driving and then all of a sudden you get a big red candle that come down. So I just want to see right now they're grabbing this liquidity, and this will determine if it's actually a strong bullish move or if we might see a reversal. Here's the last 45-30 seconds. Let's pay attention to how the candle closes now, okay? So we know how it opened. It opened ignited green because there was no wick on the previous candle. There was a slight pullback, and then it's filled up green, where we made the high right up there, and slowly it's getting pushed down. But let's see how it will close. Now we're down to our last 20 seconds. Okay, will they exhaust the buyers in that 5 minutes? Will the buyers bring it right back up relative to this red line? Where will they close it? Okay, and you remember that there was some liquidity up there. Okay, so looks to me the sellers are in control now, pushing it down. Let's see exactly where it will close relative to that red line. Did you see how the buyer just came in right away and now it's red? Okay, so we got a red candle. Now we can just go right into a sell right now with a flashing red candle. We know it got rejected there, but again, it's just if we go on a sell right now, we're selling into support. Okay, so we have to be very, very careful on this. It came, it retested. Is it pushing back up? Where was 50% of this green candle? Can we get red volume, open, close? 50% is like right around there. Will we get a red bar that can close below there? Then the market, I could see the market breaking right there. Right now it's still bullish right now. Sometimes we got to allow the market to come and grab all the pending orders for it to possibly reverse. Otherwise, this could keep driving bullish. Let's take a look at the hourly. Let's take a look at the hourly. Okay, so our previous hour, 12 p.m. came up, and this is our new hourly candle pushing. It's got good green volume still. Okay, so it's difficult to short this hourly candle right now. It's still got nice green volume and has momentum to potentially get up to this higher point. So we can't officially sell this yet. No. Gold is running. Okay. So with gold, what I would do here with gold, the purple line that was resistance right here, right there, red, I would make it green right above that purple line. So if it does pull back, we could buy gold right back in the pullback area, 27.59 or 58. If it pulls back now, maybe we add a buy at this purple line. I'll put an alert there. If it can pull back to us, maybe we look to re-enter right here. Okay. Right now, if you got in on the Discord signal, congratulations. Just manage it appropriately. Maybe take your stop loss, lower your risk. Okay, so US30 broke that hourly point of interest, closed below. So let's see if US30 starts to go the opposite, go red. Okay, so it's still battling at this point of interest. Normally, guys, when you trade like Wall Street hours, there's more volume in the market and things really move. Right now in the mid-afternoon, it kind of gets a little tricky. Okay, so you got to use a little bit more patience when you're trading in the mid-afternoon hours as opposed to trading 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. because that's where you get full body candles, nice moves in the market. Like right now, we got nice moves, but look at the type of candles compared to earlier like that. So you just got to be selective. Understand there is a time and place for everything. I'm looking to see here if US30 could get rejected, maybe allow for an opportunity to short US30 through here. So I'm just watching to see how everything reacts at this hourly point of interest. That's my hourly resistance currently, 5-minute volume is trading into that hourly resistance. What do you guys think about Tesla's earnings tomorrow after hours? Do you think Tesla is going to have some positive earnings? Tesla could move the markets tomorrow. What are you guys thinking about Tesla? Yeah, FOMC tomorrow too, Lisa, 100%. Yep, going to be a busy day tomorrow. Tesla positive, Bruce? Okay, so you see the zones now, how they get created by the price action. Like right here, that would have been kind of like a little resistance right there. And then now if I bring it across, I can line it up with about 50% of the green candle. So this is now could be supporting area for NASDAQ. So again, it's still above the trend line. We're still trending above, still bullish. There's no signs of any selling pressure. There is sellers that are trying to push it down, but you can see every successive low is a higher low, higher low, higher low, closed above with green volume and continuing to make higher lows and higher lows. So NASDAQ is considerably still bullish. There's no signs in selling this yet until maybe it reaches this daily point of interest. Then our 5-minute volume is getting up to a higher time frame area of interest, and maybe that's where there could be a lot of offers in that block up there, if it does in fact get up there. But this is the structure we need to break in order to go reverse. We gotta come back down red, back down here, break that trend line, and close physically below this green zone. So that if it comes back up, we flip it red, then it gets rejected, then we can come back down, take out this important point of interest, and maybe have a midday reversal. However, if it's not there, it's not there, and the market is still continuing to move bullish. So don't fight the trend. Don't sell because you think things are getting overbought. The market here on this NASDAQ analysis has not told us anything about selling. It did come down there, but the sellers could not confirm the deal. They couldn't close it below the structure. And then at the new hourly, the buyers are in charge right now. Gold. Yep, gold analysis. So we're consolidating where we're trading below the zone. It closed above 1 p.m. So we do have volume above us. So it's consolidating here. It could continue to move up. If it retraces back in here, this is where it could pick up more buyers in this green box, retrace down, and then continue to go up. So gold is still, it's in a flag right now. Okay, so we'll let it flag in here. US30 officially closed above this area as well. It's a inverted hammer candle. So if it can hold this inverted hammer and come up, I might potentially look for a buy on US30 to continue to move up to that purple line up here. Okay, I'm going to go on a buy on US30. I'm going to test out this buy. Okay, I'm in a buy. I'm going to see if we can continue to move our way back up and retest the high of the day up to 975. Okay, so I'm in a buy. Looking, that's a big move if it can fill all the way up there. That's about 75 pips. But also, I can I can do some risk management maybe around this area. So I'll place a red line right around here if it officially gets up there at this 44,940, and I'll determine risk management right here. My stop loss, what I'll do is my stop loss will be below this red box down here. So I'll place my stop below here. And if it needs to come down here, maybe it will pick up some higher low depth of market and continue to curl its way back up. So I'm in a buy on US30. I want to see if we can approach up to here and maybe push to again and test the high of the day. Ride that continuation, that bullish momentum through here. Okay, NASDAQ, it's still bullish coming right through here. So there was no fake out. They came in here, they hit these pending orders, but remember there could be buy limits, more buy limits. The delta is green volume, so they've in fact grabbed that green volume and could be continuing to trade up there. So it wasn't like they just came up, grabbed that volume, and then it reversed, fake out move. No, the volume held, it's holding strong. Okay, so here's the close of this green candle. It's roughly about 50%, okay, roughly where I entered. So trying to use this as support going forward. But if it does have to come back down red, I know I have my white line there, which was hourly point of interest as resistance, but now it might be support going forward on the hourly. So I'm also going to use the candle that just printed right there. So as it came down, still roughly above 50% of the volume, can we maybe continue to push back up and drive a little bit? So even if it makes its way up to that red line, I'll measure it for us. Okay, to the red line is approximately 40 pips up to there. Okay, but we'll see how that develops. The hourly on US30, can we continue to fill this big red candle? Maybe we get that momentum pushing. And then if it does need to come back down, pull back, like right around here, will it pick up some buyers right in here? My stop loss is below the red box down in here. Can I check gold? Absolutely. Let's check gold. Okay, so gold, again, is it retracing down? Will it hit the box? Okay, that's what we'll see. This might be an official retest of this zone where it officially broke out, made that high up to 27.61 and a quarter, and then now we're pulling back. Will it tap into here and then go right back up, or will it in fact make a higher low and not touch our box? That's even better. If it doesn't touch our box and we got a higher low, which it is doing, and maybe we got green volume continuing to drive. Okay, so gold looks good, respecting this area. NASDAQ traded almost right up to our red box and coming down now. And US30 is just retesting still. Lisa, you're not seeing a lot of positive news for Tesla? Yep, we'll see. Elon Musk has been in the news last 3 months. We'll see how it is regarding Tesla. Okay, NASDAQ now, bearish candle, engulfing candle coming down. How will it react at the green box? Okay, as it's coming down, this will be the determining factor to see if we can grab our buyers again and bring it right back up. Okay, so it's trading right in that green box now. US30 is coming down as well. We'll see how it reacts in this green box. And gold continues. So you can see where gold is kind of consolidating, like right around here. Give it time to accumulate. Maybe forming a flag above the high of the day. Okay, so it's trading right in there. Where will it close? We got 90 seconds. Will it cut through here and close red? Will it pick up all of these pending orders, buys, and go right back up with a wick? I really liked the sell opportunity up there, but we'll see in fact how we recover in here. Okay, and also I can manage the trade as well. Even though I have my stop loss below here, if I start to see it breaking down structure, I don't need to hold my stop loss down there. I can close this trade like in here if I don't like the way how it's developing, take a smaller loss than taking a full loss. Okay, so I'll wait for this candle to actually close to determine what I'm doing with US30, because the market could be flipping opposite direction unless it can pick up buyers. Okay, so it did come in there. See the official wick coming out of there. So in fact, it did grab some pending orders. It's reversing, but the determining factor will be how the candle closes, last 30 seconds. US30 came into our green box, got a wick. Determining factor, that red volume. Will it close, in fact, bearish engulfed as opposed to that previous green candle? Then it might come deeper down into here. Gold, consolidating with lack of volume up here. Okay, so here's the close in 5 more seconds. So remember, will we get momentum off of this wick, the way how it's coming up? Will this candle turn green? And do we get a move coming up? No, it flashed red. So it wants to come in the green box again. Will it get a higher low wick? Just like it's been doing all of these other candles. Higher low, it did. Now it needs to come up against all of that red volume. So the first place it wants to test is 50% of the red volume, which is right there. And in fact, it lines up with that body and that body. So is it going to come back up and test this, or is it going to get rejected and come back down? Gold might retest our green box right here too. And with all of this, we are still kind of consolidating in between the supply and this short-term demand area. Slow markets. It's mid-afternoon. We had a big a day in the markets yesterday that kind of shocked the entire markets. There was a little bit of a recovery today, but also you got to keep in mind that we're trading into FOMC tomorrow, and then we start our major earnings. So if we don't get that volume this afternoon, then maybe we got to wait tomorrow to see what happens. Okay, so still I'm in this US30 trade. I'm in drawdown right now, but I might be closing this trade out depending on what happens here at the trend line and at this box. Okay, I'm going to close this US30 trade out right now. I'm going to take the loss right there. I'm closing it. I'm not going to allow it to come down to my stop loss. I'm closing it right there. I just don't like how it's trading right now. I'm actually leaning towards bearish. Okay, so I closed it right there. I took a loss on that, but I'm not going to give up my full trade here. So again, I got to regroup, watch what's going on, because the market could be flipping. Okay, so if this closes below, I'm flipping that red. I might transition from a buyer to a seller, depending on how this candle closed. I did take a loss, but I'm not going to take my full entire loss. There's no point. I don't like the way how it's trading. I don't need to keep that trade open. Same with NASDAQ. We could be possibly getting ready to maybe opportunity to sell NASDAQ, all depending if it closes below here. Have you guys ever done that before? Have you guys ever closed out a trade before it hit your stop loss and just said, I don't like this setup, and just close it out? Maybe you guys got to start to learn how to do that. What is the point of holding the entire trade if you're not 100%? I'm not 100% confident on that buy. Just don't like how it is set up. So take a little bit of loss, give myself a little bit more to recover now. But you don't have to sit and watch your trade go straight to your stop loss. Okay, just because you set it doesn't mean that's it, set it and forget it. You can still manage your trade while you're in it. I'm at the computer. I can manage it because I'm right here in front of the candles. If I was to walk away and leave, then maybe, yes, then maybe I set a hard stop loss and I walk away. But when I'm here in front, watching what's happening, I can close out trades. You didn't have to close out the entire trade. I could close 50% and left the rest. But I'm my own trade manager, as you guys should be too. If you find that the trade is not going in your direction, learn how to manage it. If you have to close it out at a loss, it's better a smaller loss than a full complete loss. Okay, so NASDAQ, let's see what's going on here. It's coming back down to this official area. So maybe they did, in fact, took a few bars, came out, but they grabbed that liquidity. Almost, I was waiting to short it up here. At the daily point of interest, this red box, it didn't get up there. But maybe they just created the lower high there, and we'll be pushing it down. Let's see, the official close, 10 seconds. Can I officially close it below here? Flip this green to red box. Okay, there's the close. Okay, close below green to red. Okay, so we're officially below here now. Will it come up green just a little bit, or is it going to come flashing red? So there's the green. Will we trade? How high into this will we trade? 50% right here. Okay, so here it is, green. Will we get rejected back down? Or are the buyers still strong and bring it all the way back up? Okay, so, oh man, it's a tough afternoon here. Gold. Gold is still building, okay? So it traded right in the green box, wicked out. You have a follow-up green candle following up. So hopefully the gold buyers, this continues to push, take out all of these high wicks, and you drive further. So it came right perfectly, retested that area and held, and we got a nice bullish answer coming out of there. Let's see if NASDAQ starts to get rejected here and pushed down. US30. See, it took out the liquidity and coming right back up green. Those are those woulda, shoulda, couldas. Now what do? Do I slam a buy, a revenge trade because I'm mad that I got stopped out? Do I go now double the position because I'm pissed off? No. I remain patient. I remain disciplined. I managed that trade according to when it was coming down. I can't look at the woulda, shoulda, couldas after the fact, okay? Because that will haunt you. You will find that you're going to do some things that you're going to regret later on. So I was more concerned with that red body candle coming down. If it was going to close below there, it would have continued to come down and hit my stop loss. So that's what I was anticipating would happen, but they did come down, take out the liquidity, back up, and coming right back up. That doesn't mean I'm going to slam a buy now. Am I mad? No, I'm not mad. Am I frustrated? No. It's just part of the game of trading. Sometimes I make the right decision by closing a trade like that, and then all of a sudden it's trading all the way back down to my stop loss and more. And then I'm thankful that I did get out early. So in this situation, you can't get upset, guys. Welcome to the world of trading. If you get upset about things like that, you're going to make trading very, very, very difficult for yourself. Guys, we have a blog on YouTube. If you click on that link, we'll take you to our free blog for you guys. Okay, so NASDAQ came up green, lower high, pushing down. Again, will this candle flip? Maybe possible selling opportunity coming for NASDAQ. See, it came up here, grab that. Okay, now we got shooting star candle pushing down with 90 seconds to go. So it did come up green, and in fact it's pushing down. This one I might trade with the momentum of it. I'm going to go into sell on NASDAQ. I'm going to ride this momentum. I like how it came in green and then they rejected it. We're not too far off of breaking the previous low. My stop loss, I'm going to place it so you guys can see. I'm just going to place it a little bit above that yellow daily point of interest, okay? And I'm going to let this trade play out. This one I will allow to play out, okay? So what I do is, if I'm going to allow it to play out, stretch these zones into the future. I'm going to go in, I'm testing out a sell on NASDAQ. I'm already in prior to the candle bar closing. I was anticipating it to break down there. And this will be the final trade of this session. We'll see how this one works out. And what I'm looking for this one is the selling pressure volume to continue to push down, close below here, so that the buyers, if they're coming back up, they're retesting this red zone and continuing to push down. I'd like to see this purple line taken out this afternoon and drop a little further to this hourly point of interest white line. Okay, so I am officially in a sell on NASDAQ. And the candle is going to close in 15 seconds. So I'm watching to see how it will close. And my stop loss is a hair above that daily point of interest above there. Okay, so we still closed green. They flash it red. I still need that red bar to continue to take out these lows and officially close below here to officially give that confirmation. Okay, so still got some work to do on the seller's part here, but if it does come back up green, I'm going to use this structure to offer to the market and continue maybe to push down. What I'm anticipating is like a head and shoulder pattern. Like this represents the left shoulder. That represents the head that came out there earlier. So this, what we're working on right now, even if it does come up a little bit higher, I'm looking for like a push down to confirm the right shoulder and then do something like this afternoon. Okay, what time is it? 1:35. I still got 30 minutes with you guys on the call. So hopefully we see something in the next 30 minutes develop. Gold. Wow, gold. Okay, so gold, you see how it broke the structure right there? There's about 50%. What I would do if I was trading gold is just make a new zone right there. If it pulls back and holds 50% of that big green candle, it could continue, pull back there, hold, and then drive again. Okay, so those are your new zones. See how it was prior resistance, and now it's representing exactly 50% of the candle body volume. Gold is good. Continue it. Hopefully it continues to come up to that daily high point of interest, 27.65. Any pullbacks, you're looking at support here, and gold can continue to run. Okay, so we got our push down on NASDAQ, but we need the official close below these wicks. Again, if it doesn't close below that wick, it's just going to rotate right back up and play that yo-yo game. Okay, US30 might be a double top as well. So look at US30. Okay, so now things are starting to develop maybe. There's one top. It came down the neckline, coming back up, maybe a second top. So if it comes back down US30 and it starts to close below the green box, US30 might start to officially break down this afternoon. However, it's still holding, okay? And again, still trading sideways right around this area. Interesting markets this afternoon. Well done on gold, guys. Well done. SST trade running, 50 pips. Good, good. Congratulations, guys. Okay, so this is how it is. If you on the charts, guys, there's that 27.58. There was that inside consolidation. There was that nice pullback, and then there it continues to move. I have it marked up on our charts for you guys. That supporting area. It closed right near the high. You got a candle that continued to open, ignited, and continued to push. If it does pull back, we're looking for a first line of defense, first line of support right here at 27.61 to continue the uptrend of gold. Okay, so let's see if we can officially get a closing red bar below this structure for NASDAQ to see if we can continue to push down on NASDAQ. And officially, if we can close below this purple line, then look at how much more room we have to fall down. It's like clean traffic. Here we got a lot of traffic inside here. We got to get through this area, but then if it continues to break down here, there's not a lot of traffic. Okay, so this is going to be the big determining area right here. We got 60 seconds to go into the close on NASDAQ. Okay, and then where do we have 5-minute structure? I'm going to place a red line right here where we did have a body close right there, a body open right there, and we continue to hold this area. So can we officially come down with this red body candle, maybe get towards this red line, maybe close below it? See how we just tapped it? Okay, so there's going to be pending orders waiting right there. Can we come down with that in the next 15 seconds? Okay, because there's buyers right here. There's going to be buyers. They were here just before at 12:45. They're going to be there again. But can we come down with more selling pressure and break and close below that? Okay. So here's the close. It closed right at that red line. So we push down. Okay. We got an ignited bar with low wick. Here's the look. It came right down to that purple line. Okay. So that was in fact our higher time frame. That was our previous daily high where we had this all the liquidity trade up there, and now we just retested the purple line. Did you see how it just flashed green and came right back up? And then sellers are absorbing them and continuing to hopefully push this move down. But are we below 50% of that big red candle? Yes, we are. So can we continue to absorb these buyers and continue to push down? But we got to continue to complete the puzzle. We got to continue to close red below this purple line so that we can officially continue to push down. Okay, because we're going to have buyers coming in the depth of market and keep buying this area. So we got to keep coming down with higher time frame red volume offerings. So you see how they just offered all those buyers and brought it right back down. Again, it flicked right back up. So this could potentially turn right back up and come all the way back up and retest the red box. That's why I place the red box in the future. Okay, and I take this one in the future in case it comes right back up. I want then the big seller to be right there and drop the market. However, if we can get it happening down here, it's better. Then we don't need to test this. So how many times did you count it flicked up and came back up? And then it keeps coming down. Okay. We have a lot of time on this bar, 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Gold. Yeah, it's now. Watch gold if it comes back down to retest this. If not, maybe we drive a little higher. US30. Yeah, there's that. Oh, shit. This was a beautiful candle to sell on US30. There's your M top. It closed below. Flip your green box to red. It was an ignited bar. You could have possibly scalped this candle coming down. It came up, down, up, two tops, closed below, ignited bar, drop. But now it's coming right back up. So we got to see if the offers will keep flooding in on US30. Similar fashion, NASDAQ broke, coming up. Why? Because there's some liquidity below there. Okay, there's liquidity everywhere in the markets. There's liquidity always above or below key points of interest. So there is liquidity down there. They came down, triggered it. It was a nice red candle. It was looking beautiful. But remember, this is a 5-minute candle. It's not a 1 minute, it's not a 30-second candle. We're watching a 5-minute candle develop. So as it came down there, they triggered a lot of buyers who want to buy the pullback. And that's what's causing the candle to come back up green. Okay, so it might flip and come back up green all the way up here. Then we test our red supply area. Unless offers are still flooding in and absorbing those buyers. we will officially get a confirmation when this candle closes in the next 90 seconds. Sometimes you gotta allow trades to develop. Not always do they just drop, or if you're in a buy, do they just go up? Sometimes you gotta go in, you're in profit, and it pulls back to break even, then it goes back down, and then it's the. But what we gotta watch is lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. We got a new lower low, but it was at a critical higher time frame level, the purple line. So this is the market reaction right now. So we still got to follow our structure. We still got to follow the technicals. Just got to follow this closing red volume. And then now I want you guys to pay attention to the last 30 seconds. Who will have the momentum? We see that sellers were strong at the beginning. We see that buyers came in midway. And now we're going to see who will close out the candle. Will the buyers flip it green and they'll be in control of the next bar and in control of this one? Or will the sellers step in and push it down and they're in control of this bar? So 20 seconds will dictate who wins the war of this candle. Letitia, have a great day. Thank you for joining. Okay, so to me, it looks like so far the buyers are in control. They brought it right up from the bottom. It still has a red volume. Okay, so technically speaking, it closed red, but the buyers were bringing it up. Now it opened, it retested that red line, which was support over here, turned into resistance. Now we have an answer by the sellers pushing it down, but remember, it's not a short wick. They need to continue to fill the prior wick. So if it was a short wick, we could have popped it and maybe dropped. We have a lot of volume to fill that wick and potentially make a newer low and drop, okay? But we also need to get that closing volume below this purple line, okay? You guys are like, it's not easy to do 5-minute trading, guys. It's not easy because you got to deal with all of this BS, you know? That's why a lot of traders follow the higher time frame candles, because it kind of ignores all of this. And when we're watching this candle by candle, it's hard to watch, you know. But once you decide what you're going to do with it, you have to stick with the plan. As long as you're not over leveraged, as long as you're not over risking, let's continue to watch the volume. Let's continue to watch the structure in the trade. Okay, gold looking good, still building. Okay, what I would do with gold is, if you got in anywhere here at 25.58, like 59 with the signal, maybe bring your stop loss and reduce your risk a little bit while you're in profit. US30, so you see, guys, why I closed out that trade. I did not like it, and then you see it would have came down and hit my stop loss now. So I saved a little bit of money right there, and hopefully can make some money with NASDAQ and make up the difference. But again, look at those tweezer bottom lows, how ugly those are. Look at those two wicks right there. Okay, I hate that when I'm selling and I see equal bottom wicks. What's the importance of that? The algorithm in the depth of market, when you stop like that, equal lows, you have not created a new lower low. Therefore, the market can switch momentum now. That's it. They stopped it right there with equal lows. It sucks when we're in a selling position because we no longer have a new lower low in the market. So you see how the candle came all the way right back up, and it's a full big green candle, full of green volume. It's a hammer coming all the way potentially right back to where I entered. So now we got to trade inside here now. Will it be a lower high? Remember, 50% of this red candle, okay, the opening price, the closing price, 50% is approximately right there. So it did come up. Let's see how it will react to 50% of that red volume. If it does trade a little higher, it'll go, I lose my my profit. That's my break even right there. But then we trade back into this upper red box. Will it push back down? Okay, so this happens, guys. This is technicals. Welcome to the world of technicals. Okay, now I want you guys to learn what are equal lows. And then this is how the market shifts with same shit going up. If you have equal highs, if you're buying the market, like for example, gold, some of you guys are in gold buys. See how it's making a higher high, a higher high? Eventually, if it gets to two equal highs, then you're not building any more higher highs. They're equal highs. Then that might be like, that's it. The market is going to pivot and come back down. Okay. So it can go on both sides, whether you're in a buy or you're in a sell. For me, unfortunately, the market stopped right there. And it's not just because that's like a coincidence why that happened. It's how the market maker operates. Okay? It's just some traders look into this more than others. Yeah, Borix, take it easy. Have a good day today. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, not an easy day with the volume today, but it is what it is. I don't like to make excuses. It is what it is. I'm still in the trade. I still got to watch how it plays out. We've got a closing candle here in 12 seconds. Okay, so closing right near 50%. Got a bullish candle that could potentially break. If it does, I will see what type of reaction we get in our red zone up here. Unless the sellers can maybe push it down before it enters the red zone. But you guys, in fact, see if the sellers can continue to push the market down this afternoon and we close below here, then it's kind of like a free fall. Right down here. I bet you we could fill this imbalance from 21,418 all the way down to this white line 377 with no issues. If we can get heavy sellers coming in, pushing one more leg down and closing it below the purple line and these equal lows. Like for example, if we see this afternoon, coming back down red, closing below there, that could be an easy drop right there. Okay, because we don't, all we have are those single bar candles. This is what we're trading in. We're trading in all this traffic. Like right here, if you were to consolidate this area right there, see, we're basically still trading inside this traffic area. Where there was traffic here, came back down, going back up. It came back down, going back up. Will it come back down? Or will it go back up? So once we can clear this area, this neutral area, that's where we could possibly have our drop. And you can clearly see the head and shoulder. Okay, if you use this entire left consolidated box as a left shoulder, there's the head that broke out. We are trading right back in the right shoulder now. But can we come back down, close below here, close below there? There's our drop. Okay. And then what I would look for gold, in just short term, can you hold support right here? We got a body and a body kind of right in here. Can it hold 27.62 and a quarter? If it comes down, can we hold, curl back up? If you can't hold, then retesting 50% right there of that huge bullish candle that started at 130. That was right when Comex market closed. Can I tell you what your TP would be on gold now? TP on gold, like this is what I would be targeting absolutely for the full position, but it's all depends on what you're happy with. But I would be targeting that daily point of interest, 27.65, to come up right up to there. That would be a fantastic trade, filled all the way to that daily point of interest. Okay, so we're approaching 2 p.m. Let's take a look at the hourly on NASDAQ. Let's look at the hourly. Okay, look at the hourly. Look at what we were trading like the last hour. This hourly spin top candle. Can you guys see this? This really thin candle. So it opened. It was bullish. Came back down. Came back up. Look at it. It's right here. So this is all the volume we have this hour. It's going to close in 6 minutes. Will it close green? That's that supply box I have above us. Or will it in fact come back down and close red? Then maybe the next hour we get that selling pressure, filling that wick and dropping. But this hour has been a pretty shitty sideways session in here. So got to wait how that hourly candle closes. Okay, I'll clean up a lot of these red lines. And then we focus on maybe the bigger zones. But this is the one red line we really have to pay attention to down here. I'll get rid of these dollar signs so it doesn't throw you off. Okay, so this is our final 5-minute candle before our hourly candle closes. Can we get that push down somewhere around here? Close the hourly down here. And then maybe get the momentum of the next hourly candle to continue to push down. Or, in fact, the buyers are still going to be present and push NASDAQ back up to test the highs again. So sometimes I pip and dip. I didn't in this trade, but just want to show you sometimes why I learned as a scalper to pip and dip, because when I took that position, I was up approximately 25 pips and I didn't do anything. And then look at how the trade came right back to where I entered. And again, I'm approximately up 20 pips. But you could see, like as a scalper, I like to pip, dip, grab my money, and maybe enter again and then collect another 20 pips. But it's all, I didn't do it in this situation. So I don't want to say I do that I didn't do it in this situation. I'm allowing this trade to officially break down. But you see how I left some pips on the table. I'm on the lower time frames. So this happens on the lower time frames, even 1 minute. In a couple minutes, you might go up 10, 20 pips, and then a couple minutes later, it retraces right back up. Then it goes back down. So as a scalper, I started to add up how much pips I was leaving on the table, and I'm like, why don't I just close out and maybe re-enter? Close out and re-enter. Here, I'm just playing games. I'm going up 20 pips, giving it away, going back up 20 pips, giving it away. Right there, I could have accumulated 40 pips and I could have been in and out of this trade. So that's why you got to ask yourself, are you a scalper or are you waiting for the entire structure to break down? Those are questions you got to ask yourself. If you're not scalping like that and you're allowing the full trade to play out, then you psychologically and mentally have to be prepared to watch yourself go into profit, watch yourself go back to break even, watch yourself go in profit, watch yourself go and break even. Then you might see yourself in drawdown. Then you might see yourself come back down to break even. Then you might see yourself. So you gotta psychologically and mentally understand that game. So you're not getting pissed off. I'm not getting mad. I know that that's the nature of this game as to where we're trading right now and how we're in a tug of war between the buyers and sellers. But at some point, we're not going to continue to consolidate in this area. This afternoon, one team is going to win. It might be the buyers that win, take it back up there, and then unfortunately my stop loss is triggered. However, if the sellers continue to push it down through here, I win. Then maybe the trade breaks down there. Then I win. There's only two people that can win, either the buyer or the seller. I'm hoping it's going to be me. I'm hoping it's going to follow this white arrow. Daniela, congratulations. Have a great day. Have a great day. Okay, so gold, again, flagging right around here. See if it can continue bull flag and make its way out of there. Maybe come back down, pick up another bottom, go back up. NASDAQ, like US30 is breaking down. Oh, Dow Jones is looking nice. So you can see, look at that candle. There was a nice clue. See how it came up green, green, green. They slammed it down. They closed it below structure, that nice shooting star bar. Then they opened it red, small, just filled that little imbalance, and now they're dropping it. That's a beautiful setup, okay? Unfortunately, I'm on NASDAQ, but there's your M top, double top, volume close below, your drop, your green candle come back up, they slam it down, and then your continuation. So let's look for US30 to take out those low wicks at 44,803. If it can, we could trickle all the way down to that yellow line. That would be a good area to take profit. 44,767 if US30 can make its way down there. But you guys understand that. Understand this candle. This is a good clue candle. See where it opened? Green, green, green. They rejected it, and look at, they brought it right back down to where it opened. They flipped it. They closed it red near the low. That's a shooting star candle. And look at how the momentum continued. Okay. So understand that, guys. If you're a scalper, if you see this like on a 1 minute, if this was a 1 minute candle and you're looking to scalp for 1 or 2 minutes, that might be the exact setup you're looking for. And that 1 minute volume could be 10, 20 pips with US30. I love looking for those setups on US30. That's what I scalp 1 minute candles with. And then we're stuck with NASDAQ right inside here. Come on, NASDAQ. Try and follow US30. But remember, these securities, I said earlier, are not correlated. Okay, so US30 is dropping and NASDAQ is green still. So these are not correlated. Just because US30 is moving down does not mean NASDAQ is moving down. NASDAQ is moving opposite direction right now. Two completely different indices with different securities. We are now 2 p.m. Okay. So now we have a new hourly candle in the market. Okay, so what I would be doing with US30, mark up 50% of that red candle. I love how US30 trades. See 50% right there, came up green, 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 right in 50%, dropping. Let's see if it can continue. And watch to see to take out that low right there, that psychological area, 44,800. If you draw like a line, you'll see exactly. It was support there. Look at how it was resistance, 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 turn to support. If you can physically break below there, and remember, there's going to be liquidity down here. So this is where it could break and then turn back up a little bit. But if it closes below here, you could get that full drop on US30. And I'm battling this garbage on NASDAQ. Nasty is being nasty. Okay, gold, guys. So look at the top of the hour. It closed below that structure and it opened green. It tested 50% of that red candle and continued to fill all the way down to this now green box. We'll see if gold can hold right here and maybe curl back up. Okay, so it came down, touched. We're getting our buyers. Hopefully it can curl back up and start to trade back up in here. If it closes red in here, we might get still red selling pressure that wants to break here and maybe come all the way back down in here. Okay, so everything shifts at the hour. There's new momentum, new volume. I'll stick with us for like another 10 more minutes. I might have to nurse this trade after the call. Okay, so gold, good reaction there. Okay, so you see how it came down, triggered that box, coming back up. It's a spin top candle. We have another 90 seconds on gold, so maybe it can come back and close inside there, and maybe we can, again, get a nice green candle, continue that momentum to the upside. Watch how and where this candle will close on gold in the next minute. NASDAQ, come on, push down. And US30 is retesting 50% of that red candle, maybe continuing to push down. Not the greatest volume this afternoon, but it was a good learning session, I must say. We saw a little bit of everything today. It's good to learn on these type of days where some days we're going to get a really nice free-flowing volume, and we take a trade and directly right away in profit, minimal drawdown, reduce our risk, and we manage it. But some days it's going to be sideways like this. There's not much you and I can do. The volume is what it is in the markets. All we can do is just place appropriate risk on the trade. That's it. And we've done our job. And then we got to allow the trade to play out. You could do what I did earlier, where you can close out the trade if you don't like how it's developing. You don't need to wait for your full stop loss to get triggered. Try that sometime, guys. You might find out that you like that. When I look back now, I look back and I'm happy that I did that. I closed out on that candle. Minimal loss, but look at how much I could have potentially lost if I didn't do that. Okay, so you don't need to wait, guys, for your full TP. Oh, guys, so we continue. Look at that. That's man, US30. I love Miss Jones. Look at that, green, 50% rejected, no wick, pop, drop. Close, shooting star candle, no wick, ignited red bar, taking out this white line. That's a beautiful move, okay? And remember what I told you. There's going to be a little bit of liquidity right below that white line right there. So they grabbed it and it could curl up. But if you're in that trade, I normally do something at these higher time frame lines. Either I take my stop loss and I go to break even, reduce my risk, my entire risk. Sometimes I'll scale out. We were talking about how to scale out 80% of the trade, maybe down there, leave 20% running. Or in fact, if you're happy with that, you close your entire trade and move on. Okay. But nice movement on US30. NASDAQ was getting there again. Look at NASDAQ. Okay? Look at this. It came and it closed again, right at that purple line. Couldn't take out that wick and that wick, those tweezer bottoms. So can we identify at least 50% of NASDAQ's volume? Absolutely we can. That's approximately 50%. Okay. See how we came green, right into, trade into 50%, and slowly, hopefully we can absorb those buyers, push them down, exhaust them, and just break this damn red line down here so we can drop a little bit. Holy, NASDAQ is tedious. How do you guys trade this security? Like, you wonder why I like US30. This thing is, holy shit. Luke, man, thank you. I appreciate you, man. But do you see how we could be creating structure? Look, watch what I'm going to do here. I can see that was support right there, right? Green box at that moment in time. Okay, so if we continue to stretch this zone in the future, still right there it was support. See that green body come back? But now, if I stretch it across, see how it's kind of now below my red candle? So I have now more of a short-term zone. That's my bigger block above. But this one now might be my shorter time zone that could continue to hold and push this market down. Okay, see how we're retesting it? Okay, it came in there, touched. Let's go down. Let's take out these tweezer bottom lows. Can we get a shooting star candle? Okay, here it is. So we took out the low. Now, when you take out the low, liquidity is triggered down there. It's triggered. Whether we like it or not, there's going to be pending buyers that want to buy the dip. There's NASDAQ buyers that are buying the dip right now. They're saying, I got to buy the dip. I got to buy the dip. So they're getting filled right now. Now, we have 90 seconds to go in the bar. How will we close? So those buyers are getting filled right now. They're getting filled. Sellers are also getting filled as well. We got limit sellers down there. So those are what this is, the pending liquidity. So where will this bar close? I don't see how it broke. It created a new lower low. That's continued the downtrend. That's what we needed. But while we did that, we triggered buyers in the market. So you see how the candle turned back up? But we're going with our above higher time frame structure, continuing to push down. And then where will this bar officially close? See you guys, this is welcome to the wild world of trading. Okay? It's tedious. It's tedious. You know, to continue to do this on a daily basis can drive you crazy. That's why if you're not over leveraged and you allow trades to play out, there's nothing to worry about. All we got to do is continue to watch price action. So what do I always say? The last 30 seconds will determine the momentum. So we absorbed all those buyers and now we're slamming it down on them. But will it close near the low? Will it close back above this red line? Will we get our shooting star candle close near low? Will we maybe get an ignited red bar just drop and then we start to trade through down here? We got clean. We could really move red down in here. We've moved away from our traffic zone. Okay, so we did close red right near the low. Now it opened green. So let's use our red line now. Those tweezer bottom lows, that was support. We're going to use that as resistance going forward. And ironically, it's representing 50% of our red volume. There's the rejection and here's our drop. Okay, let's see how far down we can drop with this. NASDAQ is a snail. How do you guys scalp this shit? Look at US30. Man, we could have made a weekly goal right here with US30. I don't want to get into the debate what's better, but you guys know Miss Jones. She always comes through. Gold. Wow. Look at the touch. 50% and go. Continue. Hopefully we hit TP right up to that daily 2765, guys. Guys, all of these securities, even on a shitty day, they're still following technicals for the most part. Oh my goodness, I can't even look at Dow Jones. She's so sexy. Wow. Okay. So, let's continue watching. And updates over here on Discord, guys, you know, like alongside of you while you're trading, you know, we give signals, trade ideas like the gold. Okay, so gold will update very soon after this call, but you can see gold, if we can get it up to 2765, it's continuing to move. You know, we help you like with the analysis to mark up your charts, like right there, 50% pullback. There's a nice bullish pin bar continuing to drive. The body closed above the zone and we're continuing to drive. Gold, bullish. NASDAQ, okay, so as I was speaking, it came up green, okay. They wicked it back down. Where will the volume close? Sellers are still in the market here. At what point break even? Good question, Meldon. Let's, you know, that's all up to you, okay. That's all up to you. So I entered the trade, you see up there. It's running approximately 35 pips. Right now is a good time to go break even. Anytime I go up 30, I go break even. So good for reminding me, guys. Let's do proper risk management. Let's take our stop loss. Okay, we barely hit any drawdown on this. Let's go down to break even. Right there. We now have zero risk in the trade. Similar to yesterday's trade, we have no risk now. Okay, so we are in the money, we're in the profit. Now the only thing we got to do is how are we managing our profit? Okay, because this could in fact come back up green and come and hit our stop loss and then we don't make any money. Okay, it's unfortunate if that happens, but shit happens in the market. So I'm still hoping that this block, this red block, will act as supply going forward before we come up to the bigger one. Okay, so I can see it's coming up, they're rejecting it back down, but where will this close? Okay, so Meldon, good call. Right now we have zero risk in the trade. Okay. If you want to, Meldon, you asked me earlier, you were the one, when it's dropping 30, 35 pips, you could have scaled out 80% down there. Okay. That's what I recommend for everybody. Just we were on the call for an hour, 2 hours. We got to reward ourselves. So take out 80% down there, lock it in, profit, buy yourself some lunch, and then leave 20% running, the remaining amount, with your break even. If the runner keeps driving down, fantastic. We keep earning on our runner, but the bulk of the trade we can secure, unless you're continuing with the trend, lower lows, lower highs, and we keep dropping. Maybe we will fill down there. So it's just how the day is trading. How is it trending? Is it choppy? Is it moving? Like with US30, it was just moving. Like you see it moving. Came back up green, 50%, close near the low. Come up green, 50%, close near the low. Drop, and like US30 was just a perfect bleed. Like that was excellent. It all started with the double top. There's two tops, close below the zone, and then that's where it all started. So in NASDAQ, slowly it started breaking down. It was more of a head and shoulder pattern. Didn't give us as much as US30, but that's why when everyone asks me, Ron, which one do you prefer trading? I'm trading US30. I very rarely scalp NASDAQ. I'm being direct and honest. I'm not disrespecting anybody that trades this. It is a nice security. It's just not what I look for as a scalper on the 1 minutes, 5 minutes. It's just too much of this choppiness. Like US30, once it moves, it really moves. Especially if you look at those 1 minute candles. Gold, okay, so we broke a high, it's still in the consolidation. Now I would be careful, because now you got one top, two tops, they took out the liquidity. It could come down here and then start to push down. So you have to be careful with gold. If you're in gold and you got in profit, I would lock in too. What I would do with gold is take your stop loss, go to break even, scale out maybe 80% up here and leave the rest running, just in case this thing starts to melt down this afternoon. Okay, guys? Yeah, you see now how things it took out the bottom there. They grabbed all those pending buyers, and now it's driving right back up. So then again, you got to play the game. Is it coming right back up to this? Will the sellers bring it right back down? If the green closes above here, this little red box will turn green, act as support. Then, unfortunately, it could fill that imbalance, and that's where the break even is. And then if you don't do anything down there, you give away majority of your profit. So I have a rule, always securing minimum 75-80% out of a trade, leave the rest running, and keep moving forward. Because this has happened to me a million times. I can't tell you how many times in the markets I go in profit, I want more, I want more, I want more, and then the market rotates right back up to where I entered. Okay, so great call, guys. I hope that you guys did learn something today. Tomorrow is going to be chaotic. Okay, so tomorrow, our times that we're going to start tomorrow, 12:30, 12:45, we'll get started. And then we're going to go till just after 3 p.m. Eastern, because then I got to go grab my kids. But we will go through the entire FOMC together. We will do gold 100%, and we'll pick either US30 or NASDAQ, and we'll watch both of them simultaneously with a split chart, and we'll see how FOMC, what happens in the markets tomorrow. Are they going to pause the interest rates? Are they decreasing? Are they increasing? What is Powell going to do? We'll trade into Powell's conference at 2:30. And then you guys are on your own for Power Hour. And then don't forget, 4 p.m. is Tesla earnings tomorrow after hours, okay? If you guys want to join Stock Sniper Trading, we would love to have you guys. Again, we have a free blog available for you guys. Very, very educational, showing you guys everything we do here with a lot of good information, technicals, fundamentals, everything. Everything is here for you guys. The Scalper Pro trades. Here's our journal of how the before and the after, we help teach you guys how to trade these. Everything we teach you in the live is utilized on these things as well. Not every trade setup is going to just come right down to the zone and just bounce right off. I would love if that was the case. I would tell, but sometimes you got to also understand what's happening. There's liquidity below. They might take it, come back up, close above, and move it. But we give you lots of examples here, lots of examples, and these will keep continuously populating because we send out 3 to 5 trade ideas per day. Also, guys, if you just want to trade ideas and signals, there is that plan alone. I personally recommend that you join the plan that gives you all the live sessions with the entire team in our Zoom, with myself, Dave. Forex Borix does some sessions over here. You get all the educational sessions, all of these Scalper Pro sessions. Included, you get the trade ideas live sessions, and I'm a big proponent about education. So if you want to learn exactly what I was talking about on today's call, there's courses, there's webinars, there's a lot, guys, and we're continuing to do even more for this year. We'll slowly get into the stock and option program and start to teach in there and show you guys everything that you can do in Forex, futures, bond market, derivatives, stock market, options market. But the foundation, what you need to know when you're doing all that is learning technicals. Unfortunately, right there, guys, my trade just hit break even. Okay, so let that be a lesson for everybody. What did Ron do wrong in that situation? I did not take out profit down there. Okay, so let that be a lesson for everybody. Don't be Ron in the future. When a trade drops 20, 30, 40, 50 pips, take out some profit. Whether it's 50%, whether it's 60, 70, 80, or 90%. Reward yourself and leave the rest running and let the runner decide what the woulda, shoulda, coulda has been. Okay? I just pissed away 30 pips of profit. And it hit my break even. And you can see how the market can rotate the other direction. Okay, we were actually counter selling the market because it's still very bullish. It picked up that liquidity right there and turned. Gold. Okay, gold still holding inside the box. If gold starts to break down, we could start to break down, stretch this into the future and stretch that one into the future. Then at least you got some levels what you can manage your trade with. If we continue closing above here, yes. Look, if we tap into that 27.65, that daily point of interest, US30, it found a bottom right over here by the yellow daily point of interest and rotating right back up to the hourly point of interest. So what you could see with US30 is some consolidation in between here, and you can see how it's building its pattern right now. So it came down, one leg down, caught the bottom, next leg is coming up. Will it rotate back down? Will it be a double bottom? Will it be a higher low? Will we close above that hourly? And then will we see a reversal bull side on US30 coming right back up? So if I was continuing to trade the markets, I would be analyzing exactly what's going on right over here. I would remove some lines that are no longer relevant and start to figure out what's going on down here. Okay, so that's the beauty of trading, is it's an ongoing effort every single day. You're going to learn from your mistakes that you make. I'm learning from my mistake right there. Next time, Ron, I don't give a shit if I'm live in front of an audience. I'm going to start doing what I got to do. I got to start taking profit out. I can't continue to do this on these live calls where I'm trying to get more and more and more. It affects my trading. It affects the way how I trade. I normally don't do this. Let trades continue to run and run and run without taking out some sort of profit. But maybe it's the way how I stream live in front of YouTube and Zoom. I don't know what it is, but I'm trying to work on this myself. I'm a trader, guys. I'm not a streamer. Okay, I want to make that known to everybody. I'm a trader. I'm not a YouTuber. I just became a YouTuber showcasing what I do. But normally, when I'm trading, I'm securing profit, guys. In this situation, I didn't do it, and I'm pissed off right now. Not pissed off. I should have. And NASDAQ is just disgusting. I don't know how you guys trade that, scalp that shit. But guys, have a good day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Get some rest. Tomorrow, be well rested. We got a big day. FOMC, earnings, and it doesn't get any easier on Thursday. It'll just continue into Thursday, and then we got Apple reporting. So I told you, this week is going to be volatile. It all started with DeepSeek, and now maybe the markets are recovering, and then it's going to be another shit show tomorrow with FOMC. So let's trade smart. We'll see you guys tomorrow. If you guys can, please hit the likes on your way out if you enjoyed today's session. We'll do more of these on YouTube. If you guys continue to like and you get Ron as a bullish candle, I get bullish with likes and subscribers. And we will continue to showcase what we do here live with you guys. And everyone on Zoom, have a good day. I appreciate all of you guys. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, 12:30, 12:45, in around there, okay? Disregard the 11 a.m. session. It was a typo. It was added by mistake. We will be doing FOMC tomorrow, okay? The later afternoon session. Have a good day, guys. God bless. Thank you, guys. Hopefully you learned a little bit of something about price action today, and just continuing to get better and better and better at your trading, guys. Have a great day. Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Hey guys, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the live session of Stocks Number Trading. My name is Dave, guys. My partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell. Okay, I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please secure.